What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Drawing with Jack. This is a very special episode because we have one of my favorite guests on, Cait Leow, here with us tonight. Welcome, Cait.
Hello, hi.
Glad to have you on. I am Skip Marazi, your host
Yeah.
and friend for the evening. Jack and Aaron will probably be joining us in maybe a half hour or so, but it is getting later where Cait is, and we wanted to get let her have the opportunity to talk as much as she wants to, and then before it gets too late, if you're like, listen, guys, this has been great, but I'm done. You're free at any point. You're not
Oh,
obligated to
thanks.
stay to the end because we're gonna work till like 9:30, but that's like 10:30 your time.
Oh yeah, I will be out of here by then for sure.
When you're like, it's
Not because I don't love you guys. I just
no, understood. Yeah, like I mean, so we were talking just in the green room that so Cait, as we mentioned in the previous show, among other things that is going on in your life, is a teacher and is dealing
Mhm.
with kids right before they go on the Thanksgiving holiday. So it's
Yes.
gonna be it's gonna be wild. It'll be more about maintaining order than doing anything else tomorrow, which will be exhausting. So thank you for meeting with us.
No
Uh,
problem. I
before
also
that.
chose this night because I was like, oh, it's gonna be the last night before Thanksgiving, no big deal. I had an easy plan for this week, and then I changed my mind, and so tomorrow will not be easy,
Oh
but
no! Oh
it was
no!
necessary. It was
Okay,
necessary.
fair.
I needed to get through my next unit before winter break, so.
Gotcha. So you also you're trying to actually do something tomorrow.
Yeah, oh yeah, they're taking notes. We're doing a worksheet. We're doing school tomorrow
No
in my class.
nonsense. Yeah, no nonsense before
I
Thanksgiving.
am no nonsense.
Good for
I
you.
am
I
no
mean, you got to
nonsense.
get it in there. There's enough breaks that are had. You only get one chance at making sure they get education.
Listen, this might be the only time they learn anything about American history.
Fair. Yeah,
And
exactly.
most of what I say to them is news to them. Like most of what I tell them is totally, they're like, wait, what happened? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. What has been this semester's most shocking thing that you dropped on them and they were like, "Wait, what?"
Okay, my favorite moment over almost every year is when I'm teaching about like women's rights and how women started to become politicized through the prohibition movement.
Okay.
And there was this woman named Carrie A. Nation who at the turn of the century would go into
Wait, her
bars
name
in
was
Kansas.
did she change it to that or was it actually her name?
No, that was her name. So, well,
She,
that was not her birth name. She
okay.
married a nation. The
Okay.
guy, or no, okay. A was her middle name. Oh my God, now I'm getting all flustered.
Sorry.
Carrie was her name.
All right.
A is her middle name, and then Nation is actually I think my great 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 uncle. She was married to.
What?
So
Oh, that's cool.
I'm
That's why you
related
like,
to this,
hey, I
kind
gotta
of through
mention this
marriage.
story. But her name is it's a sentence, right? Like she's
Right,
there to
carry
carry
a
carry
nation.
a nation. Yeah,
Yes.
okay, interesting. Okay.
And the nation that she was carrying was the women's Christian temperance movement,
Gotcha. Prohibition, which is
basically.
against alcohol. And,
Yes.
and and also, but in addition to against alcohol, it's against domestic violence, right? Like that's essentially why they're
That's
like, stop these guys drinking because they're beating the crap out of us, right? Like
yes,
yeah,
it's
and we don't have any
motivation.
rights.
That
Yeah. Uh,
women were getting politicized in the late 19th century because they were finally going to college. That 30% of college students were women. And so they're getting educated and they're getting these ideas, like
that's the
maybe I have to get beaten by a drunken asshole every day.
right, right, yeah. There might be a better life, and actually, I'm an equal human being to this guy, right? Even if not
Yes,
physical in
yes,
stature. Yeah,
yes,
crazy that that was
exactly. Just
100
because
years
he's
ago.
big doesn't mean he's smarter than me.
Right.
Um, and anyway, so Carrie was part of the temperance movement, and she would storm into bars in Kansas with a hatchet and smash all the liquor barrels
I
up
think there's
and
some
like all the
famous
beer barrels.
footage of that. Yeah, I'll try to cut it in if I can.
She,
You can find it.
I, d- I don't know if she has any. There wouldn't be any footage. She died in
Oh, of her.
1911
Okay,
before
gotcha. So,
Prohibition
oh,
happened.
gotcha. Okay.
So there might be some real footage. I mean, there is like you do have early cinema happening by 1911, but she was smashing up bars a little earlier than that.
Gotcha. She
Um,
she was the groundbreaker or whatever of that movement. Okay.
well, she wasn't. I wouldn't even call her the groundbreaker. She was just she was very passionate about temperance and a super Christian lady, and she would walk in there with her Bible and her hatchet, and she hated how alcohol was affecting, you know, mankind. and every year I show a video that doesn't have a jump scare, but it's a video from the Smithsonian about her, and they do this like music, this like swell it like a ha in the music, and show a picture of her, like a black and white photo of this older lady holding a hatchet next to her face. And every year I stand in front of the class and watch the kids' eyes go wide when that photo comes on the screen, and I just every year jaws drop, their eyes go wide. It's one of my favorite moments.
That's is that the one she's wearing a veil? I think I just pulled it up. Okay, then I know. Yeah. Then they pull that up. Because she's like, and she's like, gonna smash those hammers.
Standing there with a hatchet in her hands, and all the kids are like, "What?" And then I'm like, "Yeah, her nickname was Hatchet Granny." She's my great aunt or something like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you're related to people who kick ass. So that's right, and I'm sure. So that is, of course, the shocking fact. That's a cool way to present it, to be like, but then also that 120 years ago, women didn't have the right to vote. They were still considered property.
Right.
Wild. You're like, and this is America after America has been established for a while now. Like,
over 100 years. Yeah. I mean, women fought for the right to vote starting with the Seneca Falls Convention of 1848, and the 19th Amendment was not ratified until 1920. Was it August 1920 or
70 years?
Yeah, 72 years they fought for the right to vote.
Right. God.
Yeah.
Okay. There's things going on politically right now where people are like, oh man, this seems so daunting. And just know that women fought for the right to vote. I mean, obviously it was happening before that, but officially, right, for 70 years. So things take time.
Well, the Seneca Falls Convention is like the start of the women's rights movement, and voting was mentioned. But this was mostly like Elizabeth Cady Stanton and Lucretia Mott and a bunch of other like women's rights women rewrote the Declaration of Independence to say all men and women are created equal, and it was called the Declaration of Sentiments. So it was like it took elements of the Declaration of Independence, and they all signed it, and then people started to make fun of women's rights, and some people unsigned their names from it. But Frederick Douglass was there. He was the only black man in attendance. But anyway, and so starting with 1848, that kind of sets the foundation for women getting involved in politics and being allowed to do that, because the abolition movement was pretty strong, especially by 1848, people wanting to abolish slavery, and women were really involved in the abolition movement as well.
Gotcha. Okay, gotcha. I was trying to figure out the sequence of that, because I'm not really clear on that part of history either, because in most places it's just not dwelt on. They'll just be like, the Civil War, cough cough, modern history.
The Civil War ended in 1865. So then the abolition movement, I would say, started in earnest in the 1830s. I could be a little off there. Okay. I mean, there were people that never wanted slavery from the beginning, but I would say the push started after the Missouri Compromise in 1830.
Okay. So 30 years. Aaron Cosby, welcome to Drawing with Jack.
Oh, hey.
Cait Leow.
What's going on?
He is here. I don't want to cut you off. And he's been his lurking here.
Oh, obviously, no worries.
You guys who are listening, it's the professor of comedy. Check him out there. Cait, do you want to shout out the places that people can find you before we get too deep into the conversation?
Oh, sure. My Instagram is Cait Leow Music, CaitLeow Music. I mean, that's all I really use anymore.
Sweet. All right. Which is awesome. Just to keep up with the events that you've got going on and
sure, yeah, I will advertise anything there.
Nice.
Yeah.
So fantastic.
And then listen to her songs on Spotify or
and
YouTube.
Then also you can hear.
Oh, sure, yes, you can find me on YouTube. You can find me on Spotify. If you Google my name, all the things will pop up.
It is a unique spelling, so make sure again you spell it the way that Cait just spell it.
Yes.
And because she knows. And then also Cait is connected to the Cox Space Project. Because she is our voice for Luna Purry, the cat who joins the crew, and also lending her voice to the Christmas episode, which I was working on today. So Uh, it's fun. You haven't heard the cut, have you?
I listened to the 4 minute clip, the second one that you
Sweet.
sent.
Yeah, the fight
Yeah, I was
between you
listening to
two
that.
to me
Yeah.
is real fun. I know you guys weren't in the same room when it happened, but you gave me some gold takes and Logan gave me some golden takes, and I just like putting them together was just like a blast.
Oh, good. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah. No
Um,
one else was in the room where it happened.
Yeah, I mean, I've been talking to Aaron about this. Like, I'm really excited at one point to us to have a studio so we can get together and record this in earnest because I
Mm.
want to see you
Hmm.
guys fight each other because like we only have this interaction. Like, because the
That's
balance of
funny.
like the way that you play Darla, where she's like sensitive and nice, but she's also like, but don't mess with me. Um,
That's me, baby.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like that's what I was like when I was like, we need a Darla, that has, they can play like this range and this balance. Yeah. That's why I want to see you and Logan like actually go at it, like in a version of that. That's the hopefully the end result of that. But yeah. So thank you for lending your voice to that. And to
Yeah,
Luna.
of course.
I've mentioned it on the show. I don't expect that you've caught. We do a lot of these shows, but I wake up to your song every morning.
Oh, really?
The one that Aaron wrote, and then Chandler put together the
Good.
music, and then you sang for it. But it's really refreshing because the piano starts and you start singing. I know you've got the blues, and I know you feel down, but you've got to keep your chin up. To turn it around, I'm like, all right, Luna, you are
That's
correct.
what a great way to wake up. Not because
Yeah.
it's my voice, but
It's
it's
a
a great
great message for
message.
the
Well,
day.
it's yeah. Well, that's the
Yes.
thing. Like you contributed to this thing that the gestalt is like greater than all the pieces, but like also
Mm.
it's your contribution and Aaron's lyrics and the music, and then Chandler like putting it together so it all worked. Like it's just, and then it does because like when I wake up, I'm like, you're right for like Cox in Space and like continuing on the project. Like you just have to keep going, right? Like you just and like Luna, your voice through Aaron's spirit of whatever he's tapping into this cat entity somewhere in space. Yeah. So yeah, again, thank you for that. So if you guys haven't heard it, I'll post it again. If you haven't heard it in a while, you should listen to it. It is super fun. But
That was
yeah.
a fun episode to do.
Yeah, that was actually we have a full episode of us doing it. I forgot about that. That was yeah, just
Yeah.
with the making of the song. Okay, I'm gonna link it in this video too. You guys should definitely check it out, so you can see the collaboration of that project. I'm yeah very excited to see more Cox and Space things happening. Um, but that's
And
future
there's a
for
whole musical now.
yeah. You guys have talked about the musical privately, right? You and Aaron.
Not in
I mean,
detail.
not
Okay.
in detail. I sent a script over, uh,
I got you.
but we
You know,
haven't like gone through or done a sing through. We
Right.
should all get together and do a sing through sometime.
it,
Oh my God, that'd be so fun.
it would be fun. We're probably looking at after the beginning of the year to do something like that. With Chandler putting together like maybe some like music for it, or perhaps just
Hmm.
learning it from Aaron. Um, but yeah, no, it's fun. It does the things because we really wanted character development for both the female characters to make sure that Luna is more than just the pretty face character that joins, and Chloe is
Right,
more
right.
than just a voice like the goal. And I think that in the musical, one in the goals and going into it, we wanted to like explore that more. And then I believe we hit it in that musical. Like Aaron really did a good job with the songs, like making sure this conflict of who they are comes out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially after all of our women's rights talk that we were just having.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I mean,
Well,
Luna has all the agency in the musical.
Excellent.
Like,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. She,
with the show, we wanted to not just pass the Bechdel test, but make sure that we get across the idea that women are people who,
Oh, what?
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Wait,
It's
wait,
a
wait,
it's
wait,
a
wait,
new
wait. Can you
concept. We
explain
don't know
that
if
to
it's
me?
gonna
Yeah, we don't know
we
if
don't
it's
know
going
if
to
it's gonna
work on
fly
test
with modern
audiences. Yeah.
audiences, but we think that maybe we'll get enough people to be like, yeah, I can see this happening maybe someday.
Okay, yeah.
Someday,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
but they have to believe in a possible future and not the present where this is an actuality. Um, Yeah, for real. And that's definitely that's what we wanted with them. I think it's only fair, like, and especially because we have to be reminded. I mean, I think it's like crazy that in the modern day we still see like in stories like women being like the prize. You're like,
The prize, or like the reason why somebody is a superhero,
yeah.
or like just like a prop.
I was just gonna
Yeah.
say prop. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the word. And just like that's not. It doesn't. It sucks for the actresses who have to play them, in my opinion. I'm sure you've played plenty of these
Well,
roles
it's
or
so
given scripts
challenging because
anyway.
you like, right, you want to like imbue the role with something real, but it's hard to do if like it was written poorly and it's being directed poorly, and it's
But
just like, okay.
not only does the script treat you like a prop, but the director is also. You're
Well,
like,
it depends. Like, yeah,
all
it
of
depends
this,
on the
all of
project, but
this
usually,
sucks.
yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
this sucks. Have you?
Yeah, Luna's been
Sorry.
Luna's been training her whole life to be a hero, and in this show, you get to see her be a hero.
Yes.
Yeah, that's kind of we're finding out she's more akin to Batman than she is to like most other heroines we've met
Although I don't,
because she's
I,
super
I
versatile.
don't know if her parents are dead. We haven't really.
We haven't found out her
Killed
children
her,
we
killed in
haven't.
possibly.
front of her in an alleyway.
Yeah,
Yeah, and she's an alley
Girls
cat.
scattering
Yeah,
on the floor.
alley cat.
yeah,
Yeah.
she's of course that's why she's so scrappy.
Yes.
Fortunately, on Pussy Paradise, it's communal living. Everyone just kind of eats out of the same bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's feeling. Although I think has eaten bourgeoisie banquet. Uh,
Yeah, and I believe she has probably because she's earning a special like fare for being a performer.
and she's a
You hope
doctor,
so.
Yeah,
a veterinarian.
at least,
Uh,
yeah, yeah, that's right. She's actually a veterinarian. She just performs on the side.
yeah. Yeah, she just has a hobby of singing, and side hustle,
Everybody needs a side
spreading
hustle.
joy.
Yeah,
Food. Everybody needs in this economy, everybody needs a side hustle.
everybody needs a side hustle.
Yeah,
Hey, for real.
minus Cox in space.
Nice.
Right, yeah, exactly, right. And continuing to go on and up. Kate, have you seen The Substance? Speaking of female characters in movies.
Oh my gosh, yes. I
Okay,
loved it.
awesome, fantastic.
Like, I don't love horror movies in general, but
Right,
body horror
yes.
I find fascinating. And also, it's just gross. It's not like scary.
It's so gross.
Jump
The ending is
scares,
so gross.
I can't. Then, I mean, all of it's gross.
And
I
it
mean,
is.
it's the closest I've gotten to throwing up in a movie was watching The Fly when I was in high school. But
Okay.
like,
Oh,
The
That's
Substance was
fair.
close.
Nice connection. It's very Cronenberg.
But oh yeah, and I would just wait. Cronenberg also did Hellraiser, right?
That
Am I right?
is no. It's a Clive
No,
Barker
that's
film, and there's a Clive Barker's.
Clive Barker. That's
Yeah, he came up with the concept, and there's like a whole bunch of people who've directed through
right.
through the series.
Because I rewatched Hellraiser on Halloween.
Fun.
I fell
You know what?
asleep to Hellraiser on Halloween.
Okay, all right, fair enough. It is super
I think
slow.
the
Like
movie's
it pays off
hilarious.
in the end, but like
Yes.
until you get to the part where the guy is like completely skinned, like it's just like a weird family drama.
Well, I don't know. It's gross the whole time. Like he like gets ripped apart by hooks at the very beginning.
Yes.
It's a trip. It's a
Yeah,
trip.
fair enough.
Also, how dirty his nails are. I mean, just that alone. Just the dirt under his fingernails when he's buying that box that he opens and then gets torn apart by hooks.
Oh,
oh,
that's
Whatever.
it
right.
needs a cuticle.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forget that movie. The opening of it, there's a literal hook to the movie in the movie.
Yeah.
Because you're like, what is happening? And then it cuts to
Literal
family
hook.
drama. Yeah, that's a literal hook.
Right. And then it's like, oh, she was sleeping with the brother of her husband, and the brothers disappeared. And anyway, it's so yeah.
Frank or
It was a
whatever.
great rewatch.
Yeah.
And I was inspired by a podcast I listened to called Dear Movies, I Love You.
Nice.
And they had just covered Hellraiser. I was like, oh, I got to rewatch that. The movie's bonkers.
It is, yeah. It's pretty fun. The whole series, but yeah. So that with the substance, it was really just about the female agency. And you
Right.
say like 'cause for the grossness. One of the things that the reason I was bringing it up was the way that she switches kind of like gender roles in the story, where like the women are very very handy and capable. Even to the extent that they have the ability to like do surgery and remodel their apartment.
Right.
You know what I mean? That I was just
Right.
so it is. It's. I laughed about that in the substance because it's so unusual to see in a film to be like, yeah, yeah, they kick ass. Like they can be sexualized and like go out and like do like dance numbers and then also they kick ass.
Right.
So yeah.
Well, and it's just like assumed that they have all these skills, just like in every movie with any man in it. The man can
Exactly.
do anything perfectly the first time.
The
Sorry,
first
my
time.
dog is playing with his toy. Do you
Was
hear
that
that
what
in
the
the background?
squeaky was? Yeah, I was like,
Or something.
it sounded like a little kid
Yeah.
was being like, hey, hey, hey.
No,
But
yes, I have
the dog.
Navi. Hey, listen. No, it's just Molly squeezing a toy. What are you
Nice,
doing,
nice.
honey? Come here. Hey, listen. I was just explaining that reference to my teenagers the other day at work,
But
and
they
go ahead.
are they not in modern? I mean, they're still in the modern games, right? Yeah, but the
Yeah,
Pixie
but
okay.
like Navi was only in Ocarina of Time. Well, and
Oh,
Majora's Mask, kind of, but they were
okay.
different. Very different
Gotcha.
Majora's Mask.
Okay.
It was Pale and the other one, their brother and sister or whatever. Anyway, yeah, I was explaining that reference to them the other day because I was playing Zelda Lo-Fi as background noise while they were like doing a worksheet, and Navi was like, "Hey!" in the track,
Nice.
and I went, "Listen."
Listen.
And then none of them knew what I was talking about, so I was like, "Okay, everybody, stop working on your worksheet so I can give you some Zelda lore."
Right, real
Yeah.
quick.
Real quick, everybody pause.
What's pausing?
Right.
Oh my
LOL.
god. No,
Yeah.
they know what pause means. But pause
They do.
pause they
They do.
use as like when you say something that could be an innuendo, they'll go, pause.
Really? That's an innuendo now?
Wow. Right.
No,
yeah.
like
To
no,
like.
like if you say something that could be an innuendo, to call it
Oh.
out, they say pause.
Ah, okay.
Like when I'm teaching about big stick diplomacy, for example.
Uh,
Pause. What?
That's
Like big stick diplomacy?
right. Right.
Teddy
Yeah.
Roosevelt?
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaks nothing, carry a
Speaks
big
of like
stick?
big stick. Yeah.
Yes.
They
Hurry!
have the threat of beating them down.
Military.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
Negotiate peacefully, but I will send my military into the Caribbean Sea and park them offside of, yes, if you're not making your economy into a banana republic
right.
or
Right.
letting us build the Panama Canal.
Yeah.
yeah, it's got to be a Forever 21, not a Banana Republic.
Jeez. Yeah. That's funny that they did actually use that name. Uh, yeah, and then cut to dropping bombs on Japan. You gotta be like, damn,
Oh,
that escalated quickly. Uh, like,
Well, it took, let's see, I guess we won the Spanish-American War.
Okay.
The Panama Canal was starting to be built by the Americans in 1903-ish,
Okay.
so during Roosevelt's presidency. We helped the
Holy.
Panamanians achieve freedom from the Colombians so that we could build the Panama Canal, because the Colombians weren't going to let us. So we helped the
America,
Panamanians revolt.
America, goddamn, it's always the same. You be like, you remember that one story where they did an event? And you're like, yeah. You're like, look at this coup that they started.
I mean, yeah, we did, and we continue to do it.
Still,
Like,
it's still going
We've been
on.
doing
Yeah.
this for like 150 years.
Well, I mean, when you
Like,
get good at something,
that's
don't do it for
imperialism.
free, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Since imperialism, really since Teddy Roosevelt. Teddy Roosevelt's my favorite president, but he was a freak for imperialism, which I don't love about him. He's
Okay.
still my favorite because of a bunch of other things.
Okay.
Yeah.
fair.
I mean, if
And we can
anybody
circle back
should
to
be
that once we
imperial,
feel real bad.
it's Teddy.
So
I mean,
wait,
every president has blood on his hands. So.
right. I mean, it's kind of the thing about expansion. But so we win those wars, and get to build the Panama Canal, and then it continues from there, right? Like that's as far as like the militaristic like negotiation with the threats involved, right? Like there's a whole like through line up to when we drop the bombs in
Yes. Oh yeah.
50s.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's not even
And it
that.
continues.
Right. And then it's
And
been,
it
yeah,
continues.
70 years since those events that has been continuing.
Right.
Um,
Yeah. I mean, any proxy. I don't know. I mean, I could go on forever.
Actually, I wanted you to go on forever and did not want to cut you off. And then that's what the
Go
big
ahead,
pause
go ahead.
was. No. I was actually, I no, it's, I was like,
Cut me
the
off.
only comment I was about to say was, please tell me more. What are
Oh
your
wait, there was
thoughts?
a big pause.
It-
What was the sexual innuendo?
Yeah,
I also missed it. What was it?
what,
Yeah, what was the big pause?
the big pause actually
Pause.
in this case was the innuendo. So- but no, I was just like, yeah, if you wanted to, I don't know, not a history lesson, but I know you like nerding out about history.
I love nerding out about history, and my students, a lot of them do end up liking history a little bit at least, or they tell me I tell a good story or whatever, but I don't get to nerd out a lot about it. Because
Well,
I get all excited about it, and my students just stare at me, the majority of them.
that was this is the
They get into
invitation
it.
where I was like, Kate, this is exactly why we had you on. Like,
Amazing.
give us a brief rundown if you could, please. And if you guys want to watch, podcasts about, spirituality or, philosophy, we have Chandler on the weekends. Drawing with Jack is more political and history, so this is right up his right up his alley.
great.
What we
Okay.
do anyway, yeah. And then we talk
Perfect.
about movies on Fridays. So those are other podcasts. If you don't like this one, those are the other ones. But here we have Cait Leow, so we can talk about this.
Oh my gosh, I wanna do the movie one sometime. I can talk about film forever.
Seriously, like when we started talking, I was like, oh wait, we'll have to hit up and talk about yeah, because that's not on a school night, right? You have the weekend after that, so
Yeah, I always have the weekends off, baby.
we're doing a Nolan review right now of all of his filmography.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
super
Okay.
excited. I'm kicking off tomorrow night, so yeah, it's ranked in my opinion from highest to lowest, which is hard to do because his lowest ranking film is a documentary, which is a 6.8, but like the rest of his films rank from 8.8 on IMDb to like a 9.1 or something like that. So it's like,
Really?
yeah, like
I mean, I'm not surprised. It's not like his films
widely
are
widely respected,
yeah. Well, sure.
even by general
Absolutely.
audiences, is kind of what the
Sure.
IMDb ranking says, and we're going to talk about it anyway. But
Interesting.
we've
Okay.
gotten off topic. But so Teddy Roosevelt, he starts an imperialistic movement in America, and then what happens sequentially up to say World War One, World War Two, and then significantly after that. I'm interested in hearing as much as you want to nerd on those topics.
Okay, so imperialism starts earlier than Teddy Roosevelt, but he like amped it up. He was the one, he wrote, okay, so imperialism you can trace all the way back to James Monroe with the Monroe Doctrine, where he basically declares the Western Hemisphere the United States of America, and European colonists or colonizers needed to stay out of the whole Western Hemisphere. So North America and South America.
All the way up to Canada, and
And
then
then
all the way down to like the end of Chile and all that.
Chile, right, yes.
Wow.
Like he was basically like Spanish get out.
The
Or
audacity
stay away,
of a
French
man
stay
who just
away.
moved into the neighborhood less than 100 years
I know.
ago.
Well, that's the Monroe Doctrine. So James Monroe was what, like the 5th president? I think it was Washington, Adams, Jefferson, Madison, Monroe. I think.
Yeah, I think that's
That
Am I
is
right?
correct. That is correct.
Is that
Yeah,
right?
actually, that's as far as I know into the presidents.
Okay, so then the Roosevelt Corollary wrote the Roosevelt Corollary, which basically guaranteed military involvement, which is this like the big stick diplomacy aspect.
Gotcha.
And that says like not only do you stay out, but we will respond militarily. And we had responded militarily before. That precedent was set during the Boxer Rebellion, when we were trying to instate the open door policy in China under Secretary of State John Hay, which was like also late in the 19th century. He was Secretary of State under McKinley.
Wait, hang on. So they were trying to get
Hold
people.
on. Sorry, I'm
No,
getting way too nerdy.
you're okay. But
Yeah, nobody ever talks about early presidents and China or like
well,
anywhere else, but
they're
Go
important to
ahead.
building
So,
the
I mean, the roots
railroads.
of imperialism are earlier, is what I'm trying to say.
Gotcha.
What?
They're important to building the railroads at that time, right? That's where we get the Chinese influx of
Yes.
migrants. Okay.
So the Chinese immigrants move here for the gold rush
Okay.
in 1849, mostly, and then stay and build the railroad. And the Transcontinental Railroad was finished in 1860.
Okay. I see where this.
So,
Okay,
and
gotcha.
it connects into Utah at Promontory Summit in Utah in like May of 1860, I think. It was finished. And then after the Transcontinental Railroad is finished and Chinese immigrants are gaining more and more success on the West Coast, that's when you see the Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882 get passed, and it bans all immigration from China and bars any Chinese person in the United States from gaining citizenship.
What?
And the Chinese
After they've done all that work.
The Chinese Exclusion
Like,
Act
to
is the
build this
first act
freaking
in American
country.
history that excludes people specifically from one country. And the Chinese Exclusion Act is in effect until after World War II.
What?
So for over 60 years.
That's wild. This country is so. People be like, "Why is it so messed up now?" You're like, Do you not know history?
always been messed
'Cause,
up.
yeah, it's always. It's
I mean,
not.
It's always
Wow.
been messed up.
Right? Yeah, we just
Like
been really
tomorrow,
good at pretending.
I'll be teaching my students about the resurgence of the KKK in the 1920s and about the Tulsa Race Massacre and sending them on their way for Thanksgiving.
Wow, something
Like,
to think about and talk about.
which we
over
all
dinner
learned
table.
from Watchmen.
Yes, there you
Okay,
go.
good.
Which we all learned from a show about a comic book.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well,
I mean,
at least.
Like I never learned about the Tulsa Race Massacre when I was a kid.
Neither did I. I
Right.
literally didn't hear about it until I saw that show.
Right.
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 Ollie, shush, honey.
And this is why art is important. Jack, what's up?
Yes.
Welcome to Drawing with Jack. Here with
Hello,
Cait
Jack.
Leow, who you guys have never met, right?
We haven't. Hello.
This is
I have never met
fantastic.
anyone named Cait Leow.
Cait
I'm not
Leow-
sure that they really exist.
She is so Jack is our AI illustrator, who is probably he's completely
No, you're AI.
digitized,
No,
and Cait is our AI voice for the cat. So we finally got the two chatbots to come together.
Hello.
to
Great.
hang
nice
out.
to meet you. Nice to meet you.
So yeah, he's heard your song, of course. He's the one who drew the panel with you in it singing. So yeah, it's fantastic. It's so cool that the different parts of the project are coming together. So Jack, welcome. We got started a little bit early. Cait was about to tell us about from how Roosevelt expanded imperialism in America. Yeah, like
Franklin Delano or Theodore?
No,
Theodore.
Theodore Roosevelt.
Theodore.
So,
Okay, yeah.
so I
The
don't
one that
mean to
wrestled the
be.
bear.
Yes, allegedly. I don't mean to be like annoying about how you're saying Roosevelt, but the Oyster Bay Roosevelts, Teddy Roosevelt was a part of the Oyster Bay Roosevelts, and they said Roosevelt, and FDR was part of the Hyde Park Roosevelts, and they pronounced it Roosevelt.
Roosevelt. Yes.
Roosevelt?
It's weird because here in Chicago, people pronounce it both ways, and both ways
Yeah.
are accepted. So
Yes, both ways are right. There's just different parts
which
of the
ones you
family.
talking about? So which one are you? So when you say Theodore, his name is Roosevelt.
Roosevelt, like
Roosevelt.
Roosevelt.
Okay, gotcha.
He's part of the Oyster Bay Roosevelts. That's
Gotcha.
the
Oyster
side of the
Bay
family that Eleanor Roosevelt is a part of. So Eleanor Roosevelt is Teddy Roosevelt's niece, and she marries FDR. Teddy Roosevelt walks
so-
Eleanor Roosevelt down the aisle when she marries Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
And she doesn't have to change her name.
No, because she's also a Roosevelt. Yeah.
But did she change the pronunciation, do you think?
I think that people, because when I watch historic whatever, I don't know, films or listen to radio clips, it seems like Roosevelt and Roosevelt are used interchangeably, kind of like Jack is talking about in Chicago, like.
Right.
But I do know that it is pronounced differently for different sides of the family.
And is
Technically.
is important.
and they will cut you if you pronounce it wrong.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say I don't think FDR was shanking anyone over saying his name
Let's
wrong.
call the whole thing off.
That's right. You say Roosevelt and I say Roosevelt.
Roosevelt.
Yep.
You say Vanderbilt, and I say Wunderbilt.
Vanderbilt.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Good
Love
times.
it.
Yeah, good times.
Oh, Rockefeller, let's go.
The whole thing off.
So, do you want to start
Oh.
then by telling us why Teddy is your favorite president?
Oh, sure. Okay, so we were talking about imperialism, but
Yeah.
Theodore Roosevelt is my favorite president for a bunch of reasons. First of all, he was like very outspoken. I also love him because his daughter Alice was awesome. And you know, if a man raises a daughter like Alice Roosevelt, he's got to be awesome.
Okay.
But so when he was younger, he was kind of like a sickly child. And as he got into his teenage years, he wanted to be stronger. So he started boxing. He started like loving the outdoors and doing outdoors things because he was raised in a wealthy family. Yeah. And then it's just like fun facts about him. He was so outspoken. He overcame immense tragedy and like turned to nature to soothe himself. So his wife and his mother died on the same day.
What?
On Valentine's Day.
What?
And
Forever
Alice was only
corrupting
like
that day.
a baby.
Like that day is forever tainted. Like, like no matter
Oh my
what,
God, yeah.
you go on, you move
Never
on.
celebrate Valentine's
You never celebrating Valentine's Day ever again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like right around Valentine's Day, either the day before or on Valentine's Day, but I'm pretty sure it was on Valentine's Day.
Jeez.
And Alice was only like 2 years old.
Oh my God.
So he basically foists her off on an aunt and heads out west. But like out west is where he gets really passionate about conservation, and he becomes one of the like leading presidents on environmental conservation, because with the second industrial revolution, people were using all of our resources extremely rapidly. I mean, throughout the 1800s, you see the population of the American buffalo or the bison reduced from 60 million down to 324.
Wow. Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Where you're like, hang on.
Too much playing over.
Right.
Too much Oregon Trail.
Yeah.
Too much Oregon Trail. Too much. I mean, obviously, the decimation of the American buffalo population was to directly affect native populations.
Okay.
Since that.
So
since
yeah,
bison is
there was a massive slaughter.
beautiful animal.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes. So that was part of the genocide of native peoples. But he recognized the second industrial revolution, the chopping down of all the trees, the excavation of coal, strip mining for ores was hurtful to this thing that he loved. And so he became a staunch advocate for the national parks and started the U.S. Forest Service during his presidency. So I love him for that.
That's awesome.
I love him for, like, he was really into consumer protections. So, like, he read The Jungle by Upton Sinclair in 1906 and went, gross. And
Gotcha,
signed
nice.
the Meat Inspection Act and the Pure Food and Drug Act, which both lead to the FDA, essentially. He was an adventurer. He also, okay, so he's super progressive and made all of these reforms in labor, like when the anthracite coal mine strike was happening in Pennsylvania in 1902. And this is like right after he became president, after McKinley was assassinated. And basically, the mine owners were like, we would rather let this town freeze to death in Pennsylvania than pay fair wages to these miners.
Wow.
And without them mining coal, we're just going to let this town freeze to death. And Teddy Roosevelt was like, absolutely not.
Right. Right.
And calls all these people to the White House and negotiates the end of this strike and helps progress like workers' rights and the labor movement at the turn of the century.
That's so weird that's like it seems so in contrast to imperialism. What is it like? My people are free, so we have to enslave other people in order for capitalism to work? Is that like how he justifies the two?
It all comes down to the almighty dollar, honestly.
Right.
Like, we needed new territories to sell our products from industrialization. We were overproducing for our country, which is terrible for the economy.
Right.
And we needed to sell our products places. And also, like you just kind of mentioned, like, we can't cut down all the trees here in America. We need to cut them down somewhere else.
Right,
like South America.
That's we'll burn down the Amazon, no problem, as long as it's not our backyard that we keep green and lush.
Not Yosemite.
Right.
Right. So, like any politician is a double-edged sword. Like you can't escape the bad things that these people have done. And I'm not saying like imperialism was. I mean, we were just jumping on the bandwagon. I'm not trying to explain it away at all. There were many people that were against imperialism. Mark Twain was against imperialism. He was part of the Anti-Imperialist League that were honestly concerned for indigenous populations of other countries, like the Philippines.
Fair concern. There are people there also. They have families. They have lives.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and they were mostly Christian and educated. It's not like the Spanish who had control over the Philippines before were some, like, we respected the Spanish as an empire. Like, I mean, kind of. I mean, we ended the Spanish Empire, but
So
we
not that
respect
much
you,
respect.
but we also will.
we respect you, but
With
also we will
respect.
crush
We
you.
ended it with respect.
With respect, yeah. It's not me. It's you, and I can do better. Here's what it came
With the
down.
war.
All right, yeah.
I mean, Spain did not want to go to war with us in 1898, and like we set them this whole list of demands, and they were like, "Okay, we'll follow all of those." McKinley was like, "We still want a war, though."
Oh my God.
But McKinley was up for re-election. He knew he wouldn't get
So-
re-elected, and Americans wanted a war with Spain.
Don't we always want a war? Like, isn't that the? Don't we? I mean,
Not always. I mean, it depends on who you ask. I feel
gotcha.
like
I mean, sorry. I mean, as American history, it seems like
sure.
it craves war.
hawkish. It seems America in general is kind of hawkish towards war. Yes.
If we
hawkish.
don't have more wars, then what will future history teachers teach?
Everything in between.
Right.
I teach more about the other stuff than the wars themselves, for sure.
Which is good, because most of the teachers who cover history generally only cover the wars. So
Yeah.
I think we would do
Well,
several years
because
of
they're mostly football coaches who have no interest in anything but, masculine topics.
I was going to call that out, but then I was like, maybe it's changed. But apparently, as a present
I don't
teacher
think so.
in the school system in America, it's not.
Football coaches got to teach something.
They got to teach something, and
Do they?
history's just a book. History's just a book, guys.
Oh my God, it's just
Wow.
a book. That's,
History's just a path.
yeah.
Hey.
So, God. I didn't know about Alice Roosevelt.
Oh my gosh.
So please tell me more.
Okay. All right. So while Teddy was president, she became like America's sweetheart.
Oh.
People like any sort of clothes that she would wear. There was a blue dress she wore, and I can't remember if it was like when she was on a diplomatic. I don't want to call it a mission to China, but she was causing trouble basically, and Roosevelt's like, "You're going to China, and we're going to send newspaper people with you because everybody loves you, and you need to get out of Washington D.C. right now."
That's a good reason to send your daughter to China.
And so she wore this like beautiful blue dress, and it was called Alice Blue, and everybody tried to get this blue. It was like the hottest blue of the season.
Wow.
But she was such a rebel. I cannot remember the direct quote, but she busted into a cabinet meeting once and like was like, "Dad," like bothering him about shit. And she walks out like this giant tornado swept through the room, and the Secretary of State or a cabinet member turns to Roosevelt and goes, "You need to control your daughter." And he goes, "I can run the country or control my daughter Alice. I cannot do both."
I cannot do both. That's funny.
So she just like ran wild around the White House as a teenager. 'Cause she was a teenager when he was in the White House. She would smoke cigarettes because like women had just started kind of doing that around the turn of the century as like a form of rebellion, because that was obviously frowned upon for women to be smoking cigarettes. Especially in the 1920s, women started smoking cigarettes a lot, and it was just very unsightly for a woman to do that. Like the flappers were doing that. But Alice was smoking cigarettes in the White House, and Teddy told her, "Not under my roof." And so she just went onto the roof of the White House and would smoke cigarettes on top of the White House.
Like, not outside. She's gonna get up on the roof. She's going above
She's amazing.
and beyond. That is pretty fantastic. So yeah.
And then her life as an adult was just filled with scandal. And she and like Eleanor Roosevelt were cousins, but they were kind of They were on. I mean, they were in opposite political parties. Alice was a staunch Republican for her whole life, and Eleanor Roosevelt becomes a Democrat, especially obviously after getting involved with Franklin. And they were kind of opposed to one another, and would say Alice would say really nasty things about Eleanor a lot. But what was the story I was about to tell? Shoot, I lost it.
You were laughing because you said they were cousins, but they weren't really. That's where the story started.
I know, but like Alice, what did she do? She did something so shady to Eleanor.
Politically?
Politically. Oh, I was going to say, okay, so as an adult, Alice Roosevelt, yes, politically, but also just in general.
Okay.
She would just say awful things about Eleanor Roosevelt at parties and stuff. And then to her face would be nice. But and Alice Roosevelt was like, again, she was like the invitation you wanted in Washington, D.C. for decades. Because she marries a congressperson from Ohio, and then I think he's a congressman, and then then she like cheats on him with a senator and gets pregnant with the senator's baby.
Oh.
Whoa. Damn.
I know,
Scandal.
it's amazing. Everybody just like turns a blind eye to this Alice Roosevelt. She's like, everybody loves her.
Like, but the tea,
Socialite and a
man.
socialite.
Yeah.
And this is like, I'll go off on tangents like this in class every once in a while, and my kids will be like, what? They're like,
Yeah,
their minds
right.
are blown, and I'm like, yes, history is just hot goss.
Right, yeah, seriously.
It's just like, has not been taught to you the right way.
Right.
History is gossip. That's all it is.
That's just memorable enough to write down for sure.
I mean, it's great.
Yeah. Oh my God. That is a great story. So, did Alice do anything politically, or was she just like?
No, she was a woman.
She got to gallivant. She was a woman. Damn.
Oh, if women were allowed to be in politics, she would have run for president, 100%.
My God.
Like she was, Teddy Roosevelt Jr., her brother, was like positioned to be the next Teddy Roosevelt, but then kept losing to Franklin Delano Roosevelt, his fifth cousin, his distant cousin. But like, and that's why Alice had beef with Eleanor, because Eleanor was obviously promoting FDR's political career, and that was not helping Alice's brother rise in his political status, essentially.
Gotcha. Yep.
And
Yep.
FDR ends up taking a very similar route as Teddy Roosevelt did to power, because Teddy Roosevelt was the governor of New York, the assistant secretary of the Navy, and like he was very loud and very progressive, and so people wanted to shut him up. That's why they made him vice president. Put him in a position with like no power. Yeah.
Huh.
And then McKinley got assassinated. And Teddy Roosevelt became president.
That's freaking crazy. Obviously,
Yeah.
Teddy's not associated with that at all. I mean,
With the assassination?
yeah, it seems like there's a conspiracy theory there,
no.
even if it's not real.
I don't think so. No, I've never even heard whispers of that. Really? Leon Shogels was like an anarchist, I think. And also security was like nothing. People were just, I mean, not that presidents don't go out and shake hands now, they do. But Leon Shogels just walked right up with a gun and shot McKinley.
Wow.
Like,
okay, yeah, so
yeah.
it was at the beginning, they're like,
I mean,
oh, right, we
1901.
should probably have a service that protects these guys.
Oh, and the Secret Service didn't really start doing what they're doing until after Kennedy.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, that's almost 100 years, 90 years.
Yeah, I mean the Secret Service
So who
was not. There was no security for the president, basically.
Was it like private security? You just had to be like quicker with your pistol?
No, I my knowledge about the Secret Service is not very extensive, but I do know that they did not start as security for the president specifically.
No.
And that security for the president became very different after JFK's assassination.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Even though many presidents had been assassinated before.
And
I'm like, what have we been doing since Lincoln? What, like, April 1865 wasn't good enough for us? Like, why is the president not surrounded by security guards at all times?
right. it doesn't have anything to do with the prevalence of firearms because they're really common all through the
Right,
American history.
right. The right to
So
bear arms.
yeah, uh, and not just trying to catch a little tan on the beach. So the
Exactly.
that was a Cosbill just specifically
Oh,
for my guy. I was just saying if he was awake still.
I'm awake.
Oh, good, good. Um, so yeah, that is really crazy that Roosevelt's. Am I still saying it wrong? Is it Ro,
Roosevelt for Teddy.
oh, Rose? Yeah, it was like
Roosevelt.
Roosevelt.
Okay, so Roosevelt's like strategy is we're moving it all abroad, but then that like it wasn't really his. It wasn't just him, right? Like it's supported by because
Mm,
presidents continued to do that for the
yes.
next 100 years, and then are continuing to do that.
So where Roosevelt was very like military forward, Taft and Wilson, so his successors were not. Taft used more like dollar diplomacy, which was affecting economies. I mean, therein lies more banana republics, honestly, like the setting up of economies that were dependent on Americans' love of whatever product they were exporting to us. And then
Interesting.
um,
Mangoes from Chile, for
Wilson,
instance.
right? And then Wilson is more like uh, moral diplomacy. Wilson had is the only president we've had that had a doctorate degree in political science. He was a professor at Princeton, and then the governor of New Jersey, and then president.
Interesting.
Um,
An actual doctorate.
yeah, an actual doctorate. He was President Dr. Wilson.
And
He is, I think, the only president that got married while he was in office. There
interesting
might be
also.
another one,
Okay.
but Wilson did get remarried because his wife died.
No president looking for. Uh,
Can you imagine dating while you're president? That's what I
That's
love those scenes in
wild.
Veep when she's like dating.
yeah, you're just
Veep
like
cracks me up.
scrolling on Hinge, like, oh, it's the president.
Yeah, the president is on. He's got to at least be on Raya. Come on now.
Up
Here.
to date. He can pay the premium
Isn't
fees.
that a movie with what's his face? I can't remember his name, but isn't
With
there a movie where the president is like a single guy and he's like dating?
Oh,
he's just,
um,
Um,
I feel like
the
I
guy
know.
that's
I
married
know what you're
to
talking about.
yeah, the guy that's married to Catherine Zeta-Jones,
Michael Douglas?
Michael Douglas. Yeah, it's like a movie with Michael Douglas, I
are you
think.
talking about
Okay.
Dave,
No,
the
but Dave.
American
I mean,
the American president?
he gets to kiss Sigourney Weaver in that movie, which is
The American president, 1995.
the American president.
Is that the one?
Yeah,
Nice.
Funny.
what AI overview says. Uh,
That's what
and I
that's
just
what
throw it. I
can't
just
trust
like
AI, but that does sound right. The American president.
it's Michael Douglas,
And
a widowed U.S. president and single
Annette Bening.
father who's running for re-election. Um,
But he gets to kiss Annette Bening, it looks like.
Annette Bening,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
I love
classy.
Annette Bening.
She's so
She's
classy.
great.
Yeah.
She is classy.
Um, so what is a moral imperialism? That's what you
Oh,
said, right?
moral
Like
diplomacy
moral
is more.
diplomacy.
Okay. So the three goals of imperialism are God, glory, and gold. And
Okay.
so God is part of that moral diplomacy. President Wilson, it's very, I find him really interesting. He was like, he also had good things and bad things about him. He was from the South, was not great about civil rights for Black Americans, really resisted women's right to vote, right there at the end, right before it gets passed in the 19th Amendment. But he also screened The Birth of a Nation at the White House. Not a good look. It was the most popular movie of 1915, but still. Okay, where was I going with this? So but his like foreign policy, he was the best president I think we could have had during World War One. We resisted entering World War One. We didn't want to get dragged into like the global conflict in Europe. But once we join, the war ends pretty quickly after we like bolster up the Allied forces, and then he's really, really educated on like foreign policy and political science, and shows up to the Paris Peace Conference or to write the Treaty of Versailles with an amazing plan for like world peace, for lasting world peace, and he's widely ignored.
Oh my God! Of course he is.
But
I
he
mean,
also,
as somebody who's looking for world peace is.
Right.
Right.
Peace has to come from within. You have to stop wanting to fight people.
right. So but I mean, yeah, sure. But this is also kind of marking, I don't want to say the end of imperialism because it's not, because you see a redrawing of Europe and the Middle East after World War I. That causes a lot of issues. And, but he wanted to promote world peace through a League of Nations. So basically this is the rough draft of the United Nations. It ultimately fails, and the United States is shifting back towards isolationism after Woodrow Wilson proposes this League of Nations. So a bunch of European nations all join the League of Nations, and then the Senate won't approve our entrance into it. So like even though it was America's baby, we did not join the League of Nations.
Dang it. Why?
Yeah.
So the politics...
The politics have shifted in America. And there are a couple of other things too. There's some petty reasons, like the Republicans were in charge of Congress, and Woodrow Wilson was a Democrat. He did not take any Republicans with him to the Paris Peace Conference, and they were like kind of bitter about that. They're a little.
What were they gonna do? Like cheer him on, but boo him at the
well,
like.
They just,
they want to be there for the
Aaron
moment.
The rumor it happens earlier. I think people want to be part of the negotiation of the end of World War I. This was the Great War. This was the war to end all wars.
There, okay.
This was supposed to be the last, major.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
like,
well,
that's why
World War I until we have the sequel.
Right.
Yeah. World War One. Wait, why are we calling this World War One?
Yeah, I always tell that to the kids. I'm like, before it was called World War One. But you really see America enter a period of isolationism after World War I, which kind of still includes our neighbors like Mexico, and our relations with Mexico were always back and forth. So in times of war, when we send all the white guys off to fight, we're like, Mexicans, come in, help us out. And then like in the 1920s, when our economy is booming because of a return to Gilded Age pro-business policies, they're like, ew, Mexicans, get out. And then like during the Great Depression, they're like, we don't want you. And then during World War I, under the Presero program, they're like, Mexicans, come back in. We need you to work on the farms and stuff while the white guys are overseas fighting the Nazis. So it goes back and forth.
Right. And then like, go back out. And then we just went through a cycle of war recently with the Middle East, where we were sending a lot of white guys over there. I remember as I was coming up, I was like, oh, cool. Yeah. Like we're like very pro-immigrant, like Mexican families, getting work. And then now it's definitely turned to the point where we are now that I don't know. I mean, are you talking to your kids about modern history? Of how
we get
related?
to it in the second half. I mean, I always like today I was talking about anti-immigrant attitudes in the 1920s, and we were talking about communism. Like we have the first Red Scare after World War I, just like we have McCarthyism in the second Red Scare after World War II. There was like a Red Scare, especially because the Bolshevik Revolution had just happened in Russia, and that's why Russia pulled out of World War I. And America kind of joined because Russia was like, later days, and the other Allied powers were like, wait!
Okay.
And then America's like, here we come to save the day.
Oh, right.
Send all the
Russia's
doughboys
not the
over.
baddies in that one.
Right. So, no. Well, okay, anyway, Russia, oh my god, I can't even. Anyway, so the Bolshevik Revolution happens in 1917, and that's a workers' uprising. And then here in America, they were just really scared. Labor unions were going to be another Bolshevik revolution. And so in the 1920s, you see a loss for labor movement rights, the labor movement losses. But hold on, I'm losing my train of thought again. I'm so tired. What time is it? This is my teacher brain. My teacher brain is giving up on me.
It's about to hit 9 o'clock.
It's 9. Okay. I can keep going. I can last a little longer.
I believe in you.
Oh, we did
Thank
set the
you.
caveat at the very beginning that like when it, I mean, because it's a school night, but when your brain is done, you're like, it's totally fair.
Yeah, my brain,
I've
and again, I love talking about this. I could
right,
obviously do it forever.
right, but you're like also like,
So
you know, okay,
let me cut to the chase. I was teaching
yes,
about the Palmer raids, and
okay,
the Palmer raids are when a bunch of suspected communist radicals were deported, and they were like all immigrants. It was just another way
ah,
to deport immigrants in the
right,
1920s.
right,
And we also passed all these immigration quotas in the 1920s that reduce any sort of unwanted people. So specifically Jewish people, Catholic people, Italians, Russians, anyone from Asia, like all of these immigrants are reduced by these immigration quotas in the 1920s, basically to zero. And this is also going to affect then later when Jewish people are fleeing Europe in the lead up to World War II. We
ah,
have these quotas in place that won't allow them in
wow,
from the 1920s. Yeah.
right,
Oh, we could have saved so many more people
right,
than we did
right, wow.
as refugees from World War II.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I was just thinking about that. You just like, yeah, how did you? Because now it's like, again, right, like the heroes, we put a stop to all that, but like based on history, right? We weren't planning to.
Well, right. We didn't enter World War II with gusto. It wasn't
Right,
until Pearl Harbor was attacked.
right, exactly.
Like
Uh,
the war had already been being fought for over 2 years when Pearl Harbor was bombed.
and
Because
is
the war starts in September of 1939 when Germany invaded Poland. And then we joined December of 1941.
wow, yeah, it's wow, such
But we
a
were still like quietly lend leasing.
We were
Not
yes, we
quietly.
were we were not so quietly lend leasing. FDR definitely manipulated the fuck out of that and like got supplies over to Winston Churchill, who was like literally begging him for help. For
right,
sure. Like we were supporting the Allies. Like there was support. FDR wanted us to join the war, but like a president can't declare war. And that's why you have conspiracy theories around like, did the government know Pearl Harbor was going to happen? Did they let it
Hyperbole.
happen?
right. So
Yeah,
then
Yeah.
they
yeah,
could.
right.
Yeah. It's a day that
But
lives in. Did they
really,
want the day that lived in infamy?
You need
That's
it in order
no.
to
And I
take
and I
action.
I don't think I think if they did let Pearl Harbor happen, of course they did not know it was going to be as devastating as it was.
Right.
But they were underestimating the Japanese for sure. And
The same
they
thought for
so
9/11, right? Like, do
yes.
they know
Well,
about?
the problem with 9/11 was that our intelligence communities were not communicating with one another. So like the CIA wasn't sharing information with the NSA or the FBI, and like no one was sharing anything. The
Gotcha.
government wasn't sharing these things with intelligence agencies. Intelligence agencies weren't sharing their intel with the government. Like no one was communicating. The military was on their own island. And after 9/11, you see all of those communication barriers completely collapse, and the military, the government, and intelligence agencies all work together now.
That's
They don't try
why
to
the
gatekeep
building of the big
the information
machine.
they have.
Like
Yes.
that's why they collectively want the database. Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Which is the
Yes.
main purpose behind AI and the collection of information across the internet.
Yes.
This,
Woohoo!
this is fun foreshadowing, but okay, I see where it starts now. That's interesting.
But to answer your like original like through
Okay.
line question,
There
kind
you
of
go. Yep.
imperialism really does stop at the end of World War I because of isolationism, and we have this like America first, return to normalcy, like pro business thing happening in the 20s. But then with the Great Depression, we're very focused on improving what's happening here throughout the 1930s. The depths of the Great Depression hit in like 1932, 1933, even though it was like downfall, like spiraling out of control since 1929, and really don't end until like World War II is being fought and we're mobilizing for war,
Oh,
essentially.
wow. Okay.
So the Great Depression was the entire decade of the 1930s. And we are very isolated at that time. We don't want to help anybody. We're suffering. Everyone is suffering. But with the
Depression
intelligence
is a
that a
serious
president
issue,
has,
even when it's great.
yeah, And so since FDR and Winston Churchill like knew each other or whatever for being world leaders, FDR knew the seriousness of World War II, but his hands were tied. Like, German submarines weren't shooting enough American ships during World War II to draw us in. It wasn't until the Japanese attack.
Right, that's a sad fact, but okay, gotcha. And then that's where it turns back to. And is that where we see the rise of the military complex and
Yes.
it created the thing that got us out of the Great Depression, and so they start to think, I don't know who they is, but the larger military entities begin to believe that we can make the money from this machine, this war machine.
Well, okay, so it's mostly with, like, okay, there are a couple things happening. Eisenhower actually rails against the military-industrial complex. So after FDR, you have Truman, and then you have Eisenhower. And if you watch, there's a really good Cold War documentary on Netflix. The Turning Point documentaries are all really good, I think. And the Turning Point Cold War, I think it's called the Bomb and the Cold War, or the Cold War and the Bomb, something like that. Talks about, like, because we're in an arms race with the Soviet Union. I mean, so even though presidents like Eisenhower can say they're against the military-industrial complex, we're in a space race, we're in an arms race, we're in a nuclear arms race with the Soviet Union post-World War II,
right,
during the Cold War, to stay ahead of the USSR. Like, to maintain that we are the most powerful military so that we are not attacked by the Soviet Union.
The thing, going back to what we started with Roosevelt, is the big stick policy.
Right. So then
gotcha.
The whole Cold War is about containing communism. So we fight all these proxy wars against Russia, but not against Russia.
Oh,
like
gotcha.
the Korean War, the Vietnam conflict.
Gotcha.
Yes. We get involved towards the end of when the Soviets invaded Afghanistan in the 1970s. Which is what leads to Osama bin Laden fostering a hatred towards the United States.
That's interesting because killing him, he became kind of like a martyr, because that hatred didn't end with him. In fact, it spawned a whole generation of men and women, I imagine, who are more pissed than even I think that he was.
Osama bin Laden is fascinating. So over the summer I read a book called Manhunt, the 10-year search for bin Laden from 9/11 to Abbottabad. Is that in Pakistan?
Okay.
Anyway, the book is really good. I'm trying to remember the author's name now. But I didn't really know that much about Osama bin Laden. I did not know that he had multiple wives and was extremely devout and came from a super wealthy oil family. Like, I didn't know any of that.
Wild.
So his radicalization is really interesting to me. And his wives were, like, very devoted to most of his wives were very devoted to his fervor and his piety and all of this, like, his obsession. So, yes, I would say men and women.
Okay, gotcha.
We're radicalized.
Gotcha.
I'm agreeing with the man and woman part of what you said.
Right. Yeah, I gotcha. It was more like, generally it's focused on that. I didn't know with the culture. But and also not intending to speak for people who I didn't know their opinion of. But okay, gotcha. Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, it seems like that's the case, although not. So even though they take out the target Osama bin Laden, like they're
Yeah, you don't see women in leadership in those terrorist organizations in the Middle East, but they are supportive of the men that they are supporting.
Makes sense. Yeah, exactly. It's not like women are props or anything like that. They're actual,
full circle.
Yeah, real people with total will and posterity. And you can point out to the addition of women to culture significantly throughout history. I don't think we get the shape of any nation without both the genders doing their things.
Well, of course.
Like
it is frustrating. I mean, people, because being a history teacher, people are always like, when would you want to go back in time to? And I'm always like, now is fine.
Right. Right.
Like, I would like to live in a post illegalization of marital world, please and thank you. Thank you so
Yes.
much.
Yeah.
I I like menstrual cups.
How about
honestly.
200 years
Period,
in the future?
period technology has really advanced since
There
the
you go.
1800s. Like
Well,
I'm just like I'm
they
not.
started to believe that women actually had bodies that
Oh,
did
what?
things that were different from male bodies. Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, why do
Which
we
is
think
a
that?
weird thing that you'd have to explain, but I guess if all the medical professionals are all male, they they would have no basis for that information, except
Right.
for, being married and being
But it's
related to
still
women
it's still
and,
so crazy to me, like that it's not until recently that they're starting to test medicines on women. Like our bodies are not completely different chemically.
Well, I mean, again, like I hate to, bring race into it with a bunch of white folks, but I mean, they were doing medical tests on black women forever. I
Yes,
mean, the reason that
and
we
black
have
men.
the reason that we have like saline, like vaccine solution and stuff is partly because of, or no, I'm sorry. The reason that we have petri dishes is partly because of a black woman's like mutation. Like her skin cells had this like really like like tough, rigorous nature where they would like reproduce and like stay sturdy, and it was like studied, and her cells were taken, like they were taken surreptitiously, like she like had her tissue like basically like stolen from her after it was discovered, and the patent was made completely without her, and her family just recently won a court case where they were given like damages because her skin was like taken
This is
against her will.
Henrietta. You're talking about Henrietta Lacks?
Yes, there you
nice.
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
So,
Yes.
I mean,
And
they have
it's
been testing on
well,
women when it suited them or when they, wanted to. I mean, again,
oh
black
well,
women.
women of color. Yes, I was gonna
Yeah.
say it's like Margaret Sanger, who is one of the founders of Planned Parenthood, started Planned Parenthood partially because she didn't want people of color, women of color, to have more babies. She was a eugenicist.
Hmm.
Mm.
Wow.
And
It's important to know this history.
yes, there's forcible sterilization of, especially of black women throughout American history.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right, right. So yeah, I mean they're important to medical science, and they seem to know what they're doing when they want to injure
Right,
people.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yes,
but not when to help for sure. Um,
right.
but yeah, and yeah, the coming to understand and benefit is a more modern part of history. So you're like, yeah, no, now's a good time in history to have
Yeah, that's
the
what I always say. I'm like, I'm pretty comfortable now. I own
yeah,
property.
all right,
I live alone. I have a job.
bank
Nobody is
account,
calling me an old maid or a shrew.
right,
Yeah,
right,
I have financial autonomy.
right.
I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm feeling pretty good about it.
you could vote. Uh, yeah.
Right.
So yeah, all of those things I can see. Yeah, that and it's just crazy how long it's taken us in history to get to this point. Um,
Yes.
so
Especially because Abigail Adams wrote in a letter to John Adams as they
okay.
were writing the Constitution. She writes him a letter and she says, "Remember the women." And he
Hmm.
basically writes her back, "Ha, you silly goose. You advise me. All the women of all the wives of this committee are well respected." And da da da. I'm like, first of all, no, they weren't, John. You were
Right.
obsessed with Abigail, but that is so not true of most of the founders. But
Uh,
like, she literally was like, "Do not leave women out of the Constitution." And he was like, "You're silly. We don't have to explicitly write anything about women in the Constitution.
right. Yeah.
Wah,
Well,
wah.
it says
I see
men.
you
Like
as a
one.
human."
Right. But that's
The
the thing
word
that's so
woman does not appear in the Constitution.
right. Yeah. It's wild that you wouldn't say people, and then you have to think, well, people would mean people of color, people who are not who they're trying to steal the land from, women. So
Right.
I think is explicitly phrased on purpose.
Yeah. It's just a shame that you could be alive in the 1700s and you didn't, like, it wasn't apparent that you needed to explicitly state that, women, uh,
Our people.
minorities. Yeah, it's like, Like all those people are people, But again, it's
Right.
just so
Soylent Green
normal.
is people.
But it's also like the Constitutional Convention and those constitutional compromises were trying to be made between the 13 states, and a lot of those states, all the southern states, loved slavery, loved enslavement. It was their entire economy.
Yeah, and subjugating women.
Right. So it's like free labor from women has been very good for the American economy.
Free labor from anyone. Yeah, that's pretty much the
Anyone.
exploitation of people is the capitalist
Yes.
way. Yeah.
I mean, that is enslavement is the reason why America succeeded at the beginning.
And continues to succeed. I will point out it's wage slavery now. Don't think it depends so much on the color of your skin or your gender. They'll exploit anyone equally.
Right.
So. Yes.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what success would have looked like worldwide if America had embraced total if America hadn't had slavery, what would the rest of the world have done? Would we be worse off or better off?
Interesting, Cait. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't love speculating. It is fun sometimes.
Fair.
If we never had slavery,
And basically, we're talking about the East India Company doesn't start making the whole route. Is that what you're saying, Jack?
Well, yeah. Are we going all the way back to the Columbian Exchange?
Well, I think sugar would have been a worldwide enough phenomenon still that South America would have probably still had a decent amount, because the demand for sugar probably would have made some people be absolute pieces of shit and still had slaves. I'm just saying, I guess America, the United States,
if the United States would have really been founded on actual freedom.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we probably would have lost to South America. South America probably would have gotten all the money.
Yeah, I feel like without King Cotton and tobacco and those products that we were fueling to Europe that were mostly grown by enslaved people, I don't know that our economy would have been strong enough to stand up to world powers like England, France, Spain in the 1700s. They already thought we were silly for leaving England. The whole world thought that the American experiment was a ridiculous. We basically have just failed upwards. I don't know.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. That's so interesting, and I was
every white man ever.
I know,
yeah,
every mediocre white man.
The American experience is, you know what? I'll fuck you. I'm gonna make it work anyway. So interesting. Yeah.
I don't know. I hesitate to say that we would have succeeded without free labor, without all of that.
Same.
Right. Well, they're
because the native people refused to be enslaved and knew the land, so easily ran away and escaped. Not easily, but you know what I mean, more easily. Right. They knew where they were going.
Right.
They had to bring over people from another continent who did not know what was going on and did not know the lay of the land or how to hide or how to escape to be able to. Right. It's horrific. I explained to my students the other day, somebody asked me, they were like, this girl in first period just straight up asked me, did slave owners rape their slaves? And I was like, oh, all the time. And she was like, wait, what? And I was like, yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
Because chattel slavery passed slavery down through the mother, so slave owners could make free slaves, free new people for them to own.
Make free slaves.
Yes.
I just listened to a podcast about a plantation owner in I think either Haiti or Jamaica. I don't know, but he was a plantation owner there. His name is Thomas Thistlewood. He's actually a very historically studied plantation owner because he kept a diary of his daily activities and everything that he did. And you would not believe how much just casual of his slaves is just in his diary. Like,
I do believe it though. Like
I mean,
it's just so horrendous.
Right.
several times a day of mothers and daughters. I mean, just referred to casually. It starts out being referred to in like Latin phrases because he's trying to tie it to like some Latin ideal of like the natural order, like a natural
Jesus.
order. Yeah, it's like,
And,
but Thomas Thistlewood. I mean, if
every
you
cult
really have,
leader ever, right?
yeah, if you really ever want to look up the history of in like slavery, Thomas Thistlewood, his diary is like prolific.
Boo.
I am looking him up right now.
Yeah, you're like, I do, but also this is terrible.
I mean, just for
But
It's awful, but
and of course
it's
they aren't, right? Because if you can exploit humans, why wouldn't you do it in every way that you could?
yeah,
And that's why people should be stopped from exploiting humans in every way
exactly
that we can, because
human
that's
nature.
what continues to happen. Um,
Yeah,
people are there's an evil choices that people can make. Not that people are evil inherently, but like that choice is available to us, and some people choose it.
exactly. The
Um,
structures that we can create that make the powers like dynamic
yep,
that just draws in some of these personalities,
right.
and that these
yeah.
personalities
That
exist, and
allows
that
for abuse.
they have to be
Well,
identified, and the people have to be like everyone should be in therapy for whatever their personality
100%.
defects are.
Well,
Just for
what was
not
the name of
passing
that
it down.
experiment where they put the boys in? Feel like they were teenagers, and some of them were prisoners, and some of them were like the correctional officers,
Oh, the
and like
wave?
No,
it was like a Stanford, the Stanford experiment.
the
Is that what it
Stanford
is?
prison
The
experiment.
Stanford
Prison
prison
experiment. Yeah,
experiment.
the
Yeah,
Stanford prison experiment. It's like you give people a little bit of power and they are instantly evil, like within
Well,
hours.
they have the
yeah,
ability
yeah,
to be,
exactly.
and especially, and the thing is, this important about the Stanford prison experiment is that they flip roles. So the people who were mean before now become the prisoners, and so the guards then become the ones who are in charge. So the power dynamic shifts, and so they begin to execute on the people who had hurt them the pain that they were inflicted,
Right.
and then more so, right? And it's kind of just like how bullying gets passed on. I think there's some problems with that experiment because I think that they're like goaded and stuff like that. It's more like reality TV
Sure.
than it
Yes.
is an actual
Yes.
experiment. Um, but the concept is something that I believe that we do see. When you find a kid who's having trouble at school, it's often because they are having trouble at home as well, right? So uh,
There's always an outside factor,
yeah.
for sure. It's not like I got my first. I had a student tell me to fuck off last Friday,
Was that your
and
first, you said? Yeah,
I laughed because I was like, okay, I know that's not about me. Like,
right.
like I didn't do anything.
You're being rebellious. Yeah,
Which infuriates them when I laugh, but I'm like,
right,
I can barely be offended by this. Like, please.
right,
I mean, you're the one who's about to get in trouble.
right. Yeah, exactly. Like,
I'm not in trouble for you telling me to fuck off. I didn't do anything.
yeah,
Oh
you're
man.
mad about authority. Um, And that actually was kind of the thought that I was having about America was that we would go to such great lengths because we were mad about the authority that was over us, and so the act of rebellion of like throwing off the chains is to enslave a group of people,
Right.
and
Well,
how
and that
wild
is
that
what I
is.
find really fascinating. Like Thomas Jefferson, the grievances that he writes against England in the Declaration of Independence, like a lot of them are like the English are trying to enslave us, these rich white guys who just want more money by creating their own country.
Right.
And so, and that's kind of like the language he uses is we're being enslaved by England. And I'm like, Thomas,
Right.
hot kettle,
Yeah,
hello.
yeah, exactly. And you're right, yeah, obviously, owner of
Talk
slaves.
about like owner, like he is an enslaver and he also had sexual relations with his slaves famously.
Right,
Raped.
right.
And I don't
Trying to
even think I think he freed some of his children when he died, but he also lived to be 90 years old. The motherfucker wouldn't die.
Really?
Yes, Thomas
93?
Jefferson 90. Thomas Jefferson and John Adams both lived to be 90 at
Wow.
least, and they both died on the same day.
Wow.
Back in the
Wow.
fucking 1800s.
Yeah,
They died.
that is
They
well.
died on the 50th anniversary, around the 50th anniversary of the 4th of July.
Huh. I guess they're like, yeah, we seen our last one. That was a good go.
We saw it through, guys.
Wait,
We're
the
still
50th
alive.
anniversary. So Thomas Jefferson
We're still a
isn't part of it
country.
until he's in his 40s.
He was yeah, he and but remember, like, the revolution, so let's see, 1776, 50 years later is 1826, right? Yeah, but he was still young. I mean, Benjamin Franklin was like in his 70s when he was helping with the Constitutional Convention, like after the revolution.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay, the old man of the group. But yeah, you say, well, I say 40s, and yeah, I wasn't saying that I was old per se. But I was just, it was so interesting because I think of it as like a young man's revolution. But you know,
Well, like Alexander Hamilton was younger, but no, most of these men were like pretty established and like.
that's
Hold on, let me look at how old. I'm remembering my facts are partially from the John Adams HBO series here. Hold on.
and
Let me
I'm
fact check
not
myself.
disagreeing with you. I had misconceived in my brain as it being that way, and I don't know why. I was kind of thinking that Ben Franklin was more in his 40s. But you know, that's just my brain making up images with no real research into the topic.
Yeah, Benjamin Franklin was older. Okay, no. I was okay, so I was slightly off.
Okay.
Thomas Jefferson was 83 when he died.
Okay,
I think
wow.
Adams was 90 because they both died on the same day. I'm 90% sure about that. And he was born, so he was 30 when he wrote he was 33 when he wrote the Declaration of Independence.
Okay, gotcha.
John Adams also died on the 4th of July in 1826, but he was 90. So Jefferson was 7 years younger than. Still, 83 though?
Yeah,
Still,
83 and
83 is old.
90.
That's
Yeah.
really good
That's
for
impressive,
like
yeah.
back then.
Yeah,
Yes, especially for the 1820s.
right. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
When was penicillin invented?
The 1940s?
So, dang.
Said that naturally.
Honestly,
Calvin
doesn't
Coolidge's
impress anybody.
Calvin Coolidge's son died of an infected blister on his toe during the 1920s.
Okay.
The president's son died of a blister.
Huh.
Isn't that insane? I
yeah,
think that's insane.
That's a thing that could happen at that time. Yeah, that was 100 years ago. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Alice Roosevelt died in 1980.
Yes.
Wow. And she must have kicked ass the entire time.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
96
I highly
years old.
recommend the book Hissing Cousins with an H. It's about like the political rivalry of Alice and Eleanor.
That's
And
so fun.
Like I'm saying, the tea is hot. The tea is piping hot in that book. It's amazing.
Hissing
Dear
cousins.
Lin-Manuel Miranda,
Yes,
can you
you
write
need
a rap battle?
That is
between
funny.
Eleanor and Alice.
Yes, please.
Hey, Jack, I don't know if
That'd be
it's
great.
going to affect you too much, because I think you'll probably change the whole coloring. That shield is going to be pink, like the egg,
no problem.
the egg from their emblem. You know, that like hot pink.
Yeah. I know exactly the pink.
Yeah, you're like the absurd color choice of their emblem, which is pink and gold. The Cox in space are standing behind pink and gold. So, fun times. Actually, let me comment real quick since we've got to pause. This is a Cox in Space behind the scenes podcast, and we're here on Drawing with Jack, doing the artwork for page 4 as it's coming together. I'm here, your host and friend Skip Morazzi, here with Cait Leow, Jack Haynes, and Aaron Cosbeil, chatting about American history and the crazy stories that exist in there. If you guys are interested in coming on the show like Kate has, you can get in contact with us through our Facebook, and you can find out that link from coxinspace.com. That's coxinspace.com. And you can just, right on the bottom there, the Facebook link, just click on it. It'll take you there. You can talk to Aaron Cosbo about stuff that you like to nerd out about, like American history with Kate here. You can also connect with our Patreon and help us out, get this funded, keep it moving, and get it to you faster. And then if you're interested in coming on the show just to listen as a guest, you can click on the Discord link and come on to the Discord and hang out with us. So all those are available at coxinspace.com, along with behind the scenes of all the work we've done so far, all of our contacts. If you want to see what we look like for the most part, you can go to the information that we have on our contact section and see who all the actors are. So thank you so much for listening this far, and we're going to keep talking as long as we can keep Kate awake for it. So back
I was
to
gonna
the
say,
conversation.
I feel like that's almost a perfect break for me to be like, goodbye.
I could feel it coming on.
I can leave you with one more fun Teddy Roosevelt fact.
I would love this.
In 1912, he was so mad that Taft was not as progressive as he was, even though Taft did bust more trust than Teddy Roosevelt did, and went on to be the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court after he was president, which was his dream job.
So he kind of was.
Yeah, so Taft kind of was. Taft played to the letter of the law, and Roosevelt was like, I'll just write executive orders.
Okay.
That's why Roosevelt's like, you're not bold enough, basically. And Taft is like, but I love the law. Anyway, still super progressive. But Teddy was dissatisfied with his performance. So Teddy runs against Taft in the 1912 election under his own progressivism party, which was also known as the Bull Moose Party. And while he's campaigning for president, he is giving a speech and gets shot in the chest and finishes the speech before going to the hospital to have the bullet removed.
Hell yes, Teddy Roosevelt.
He's so fucking badass. I know.
Yeah, right.
That's probably my favorite fun fact about Teddy Roosevelt.
In the chest. In the chest. This is not a glancing wound. Not an earshot, I might point out.
I'm pretty sure his speech was so thick that it saved him. I might be misremembering that. Teddy Roosevelt's
the speech, like he had it in his
coat.
The
thickness of the pages helped save him. Shot during speech. Hold on, let me make sure.
Okay, I mean, headcanon is fun, but
bullet speech. Both objects slowed the bullet. Hold on. Yes, this is according to the Theodore Roosevelt Presidential Library. I found a reliable source.
There you go. Make sure we point out.
Okay, so the former president was leaving his hotel to attend the campaign event when Schrank stepped from the crowd and fired. Two things saved Roosevelt's life: a steel case for his glasses and a manuscript of his 50-page speech. Both objects slowed the bullet, which ultimately lodged in Roosevelt's chest. And then he continued, and then he went and did the speech.
Oh, so he wasn't even doing the speech. He decided to be like, you know what?
Yes.
We doing this. We still doing this.
He's like, I'm just going to go do the speech. Right. After finishing the speech, TR was taken to the hospital by aides. Doctors concluded it was safer to leave the bullet in his chest rather than remove it.
Well, at that time, medically, for sure.
Yeah.
It's actually more badass with this bullet in it. So we're just...
For sure. That's how James Garfield died, because they were digging around for that bullet, and he died of blood poisoning.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
And they just dirty ass fingers, like they don't believe in germs.
Yes.
Yeah, just a bad. Yeah, bad time. The guy who's doing it is not actually a certified doctor in any capacity except for he's given himself the title.
Right.
Oh my God!
And James Garfield could have been a great president. Have you guys watched Death by Lightning yet on Netflix?
No.
Oh, you must. It's about James Garfield and Chester Arthur. It's about James Garfield and his assassin Charles Guiteau, and how they're. So I'm 2 episodes of the 4 episodes in. Maybe I shouldn't sing its praises yet.
Okay, but you're enjoying it so far.
But the first 2 episodes were spectacular. And yes, it's about James Garfield rising to prominence as the man from Ohio, and then Charles Guiteau, who was like a clinically disturbed person, um, who like eventually assassinates James Garfield because he thought he was promised a job that he was never promised, essentially.
Oh, right.
Yes.
The letter, right?
I don't even think it was a letter. There's no letter in the show so far.
Gotcha.
And I'm not remembering that detail.
I
But
can't remember if that's the one either.
I do remember that he believed he was owed like a cabinet position
Oh,
or some sort of job in Garfield's administration and was not given it. And that's why he shoots him. But I'll find out more by continuing to watch the show.
total kook. That's awesome. Yeah, history is real fun to learn about, and right, because it's just humans doing things, and that's why it's
Right.
interesting. And it's again, we didn't even get to talk about literacy, Kate. I'm so sorry. That's what
Oh, it's
we
okay.
were going to talk about, but I think this is part of it. Is
It's
I
a
think
huge
that
problem.
yeah, that's what we're going to say. It's a huge problem. But I think that people don't want to read things because it's not interesting to read those
Right.
things. With you
But
present
it is.
Yeah, but if you present information in the way that the reason that it's become history, and why it is interesting, then people have no problem. They want to learn about the
Right.
TLA. So yeah, the
Sorry, I'm
problem
refilling a
is
water bottle.
with
Wrong
us.
timing.
You're all good. Speaking of tea, um,
Yeah.
we did get some great squeaks from your dog as well. So
Oh, yes.
yeah,
Ollie loves to make an appearance. He's an attention seeker like I am.
is
Ha
he
bubba.
part Basset?
He is no, he was
Does he have
squeaking like a toy.
Oh, I gotcha.
Um, he's a pit bull mix, but
Oh, that's
I tell people that and they're like, he's a pit? I'm like, yes. But he has a bunch of stuff. He's a huge mutt. He's a boxer, German Shepherd, Australian cattle dog, Chihuahua, pit bull, lab mix. Like he's got
So when you
everything.
sent his DNA results, they actually spilled it with a bunch of other ones, and they just said, "Send it
It
back.
felt-
We'll see what she
That's
says."
what it felt like when I got it back. I was like, Chihuahua?
Chihuahua
He's 60 pounds. I was
along
like,
the
you're
line
huge.
of other
You're the
dogs.
biggest Chihuahua I've ever seen, honey. Anyway,
Yeah,
thanks for having me on, fellas.
absolutely. It's been so great to have you here. We will catch up soon before a few months, maybe around the
Great.
holidays or something like that. But
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and we'll talk again soon. It's always so much fun because we get to nerd out about stuff that nobody else talks to us about.
What?
So yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like that, the history is interesting. So again, guys, Cait Leow Music on Instagram. Check her out.
Caitleow.
There you go. Specifically, make sure you spell it like that and no other way.
That's right, no other way. The other Cait Leow is a fraud. It was lovely to meet you, Jack.
Nice to meet you, Kate. Thank you for stopping through. Hopefully
Hey,
you'll stop through
anytime.
again sometime. Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. All right, good night, everyone.
Good time.
Have a good night.
She's technologically savvy and figured out how to hang up the call. I had an
Nice.
embarrassing moment with Chandler on one of his episodes where I could not figure out how to stop the call. And I was like, oh, wait, is it me? Am I the old man? Um, so that was fun. Yeah, it's exciting that you and Kate have gotten to meet for the first time. She, fantastic, in her characterization, her being able to sing, but also very, very intelligent. And as you can see, on the point about her facts, which
On the
is a
point,
thing that
for
I know
sure.
that you appreciate, and very realistic about how history has developed.
Seemed like she was a history teacher for American history, but was it American history or
Yeah, I think American history.
I believe that's what she's teaching now. Yeah. She's
yeah,
actually
because
teaching
she's
about the rise
very
of the
knowledgeable.
KKK tomorrow, right before she sends them on Thanksgiving break. The rise of the KKK in the 1920s. Um, so, do we see Richard's boots in any other panels? Is this the first time
We
we're seeing
do,
him?
but yeah, let's go back to
Because
page.
I like the straps. I just want it to be consistent, is all.
Yeah, I don't think we see the fronts.
Okay.
So let's go back to page 1. This is the other page 1 before we change this thing to blue. Don't worry,
Yes,
it's still
sir.
blue, but we don't see it on page 1.
Sorry. Ah, yes.
Page
Okay, gotcha.
2, we're kind of like facing away, so I think we can get away with not showing them there. That's what I was looking at
Oh,
when
okay,
I
I gotcha
decided to put
earlier.
the straps in.
Gotcha.
Oh, we do see
It's
here.
those ones
Okay,
right
so
there,
see
yeah.
here, we have
You got those
this.
laces on it.
And do we like the laces better or do we like the straps?
Only for not having to go back. I prefer the laces, but if you really do like the straps, that'll be the only thing I'd ask as we go back and do it on all the boots.
Um, I think I can still do the strap. Well,
Aaron, what do you think,
would it
buddy?
be easier to erase the laces here and do straps?
Okay, yeah,
It
okay,
would be
gotcha.
easier. Oh, is he not there?
No, I think he's waiting for your call.
Oh,
If I'm not if I am, is that right, Aaron?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
like I'm seeing the laces now, but I didn't really see the straps and so I didn't.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I
You
like
know,
laces better.
yeah, they're a little bit more hardcore.
We'll go with the
The
laces.
straps, yeah, it looks cool in the design.
I keep changing
With
things.
the astronaut, that's totally right. Like you're more of a like you will do like drawings of things. I
Yeah.
don't know, non-sequential artist. I don't know if that's a phrase, but that's kind of I see that more in your work.
I just need to remember to go back and like take a look at what I've done before I start. Oh,
But
this is kind of easy.
it's so fun to have ideas, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Sure.
I get it. It's totally like you're in a creative headspace, so you're like, I can create. Um,
Yeah.
anyway,
Okay,
and
keep going.
that's where all the great decisions have come from. Where they didn't affect other things in the story. Where you're like, I'm gonna do this, and we're like, yeah, that's really cool. That's a cool thing to have chosen to do. Like for instance, the set of the Kit Kat Lounge. I think that I mean, we named a place and we had Luna sing a song there, but most everything in that room is your creation. I think there was some side comments from us here and there, but you're like, this is what the lounge looks like. So yeah, hella. Um,
Well, thank you. Appreciate that.
just being in the creative headspace, right? Like,
Yeah, like it does kind of sometimes become easier to just kind of like free flow with it.
well, see, that's what I was kind of noticing with writing stories too, especially if you're doing them over like, you're doing these drawings over a long period of time. Is that you can start being in a creative headspace and start to add all sorts of ideas into a story. So it
Yeah,
becomes something suddenly very different than where you start. And so that's why, like, between the time that we last worked on a project and now, I'd focus so much on creating sort of like a measurement system that you can create like a constant, you can keep telling the same story regardless of how long it takes you to write it.
yeah.
That kind of like became the obsession with me for the last 15 or so years. And still, we use it to this day. I mean, somebody proposed a new idea to me recently, and I just started talking to them about how they could put it into the calculator. Like, not like telling them about the calculator, but just asking them the questions so that I could funnel their idea into a calculator. So that, you could
Yeah.
follow through with an idea. But it's the same thing when you're like, hey, if we're going to work on this character, I need to create a character drawing so that we know what they look like. We can consistently go back and we know who they are. And I didn't equate that as until we've gone through this process to see that that's basically the same thing.
Yeah, it sometimes becomes, a I don't want to say like an expediency thing, but it's just like, you're just like running on autopilot kind of, and you're just like, what's going to be quick and easy here? But
I
instead of
gotcha.
doing that, I should really, because I was like looking to see like what the boots look like here, and I saw that there were two different kinds, and I saw the straps, and I immediately thought to myself, oh, straps would be easier, because I could just do like a black line, put a buckle on it, and we're good.
Facts.
And apparently I didn't think that
The first,
here.
yeah.
Here, page 2. Apparently I didn't think that here. I thought the lace, but again, I just used a black line for the laces.
Right.
So, I don't know. It's, yeah.
It is interesting, yeah, how they are.
Yeah. Now I'm thinking of like how he like puts on his shoes. Uh,
Yeah, exactly.
like does
How does
it
he get
does
his
his
feet
like
in there?
feet fold a little bit like until it
Yeah,
gets to the bottom and it spreads out?
he can
Uh,
like point the outside ones in. So it's like
yeah.
they're naturally like that, but he can like point it all in so that they kind of like point and fold over each other, and he just slides it into the thing, and then when they get to the bottom,
Then it spreads. Yeah.
he
I'm
spreads it
thinking
out.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking the same, yeah. His yeah. Well, and you've seen chicken feet
It's
too,
almost like
right?
toe socks.
Yeah, exactly.
They do have the ability when they pull up all into like a little pouch. You've been around chickens? You guys been around chickens?
No.
Not
What's up,
particularly.
buddy? You want to come on? Yeah, no, really, that's wild. So yeah, I we didn't have a ranch or farm per se, but we had a lot of animals. Like we had like 30 or 40 rabbits at one point, and we had like yeah 8 to 12 chickens off and on, a couple pot-bellied pigs, like 3 goats. So anyway, my mom was into animals, and my dad was preparing for the apocalypse of the 2000s. Um,
Sure. The one that was
yeah,
supposed to happen in 2012.
yeah, well, that
Um,
was the second apocalypse that was being prepared for. But if you guys remember, the whole Y2K thing was a huge crisis
oh
that got
yeah.
averted,
Yeah.
fortunately, or unfortunately, as you look at it. But so that was what the plan was. Anyway, but yeah, chicken's feet are interesting because when you pull the muscle, the feet all clamp together. If you see them in the store too, and people buy chicken feet for like chicken feet soup, you'll see it in like the marketplaces. The way that the feet are all folded up is like it's all the same way you tuck all the fingers of your hand together. Um,
Wow.
yeah. So yeah, I think he could wear these shoes, no problem. His feet would go in there.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Welcome, Logan Gifford, to Drawing with Jack.
Hello,
You
everybody.
dismissed Cait Leow. We're glad to have you though.
I'm reporting live from a Staybridge Suites in Lincolnshire, Illinois.
Wow.
Outside Chicago.
Yes, why am I here, you may ask? For an MBA training that I did not need to be in. Oh, did I just say that out loud?
You said redacted, I think. I think I heard you say
Yeah,
redacted.
for a company redacted.
Yeah.
Like I
Exactly.
said, they
So you don't have to be here?
imagine my dumbass yesterday morning when I don't know anyone at the hotel and I'm not going to call an Uber for a 3-minute ride. So I just walk to the facility and the trainer walks out and he says, "Hey man," and he introduces himself and he's like, "Are you Logan?" And I'm like, "Yeah, man. What's going on? What's up?" And he's like, "You're not supposed to be here." And I was like, "Oh wow, okay." He was like, "Yeah, you're supposed to get like a pretty like completely different like condensed training." And I was like,
What?
"Oh, well, are they gonna send
Oh,
me
did
back for another round?" And he was like, "Probably." And I
So,
really hope that I don't come back up here when it's like -6 degrees and like the end of January or some
right,
shit.
right.
couldn't you have just like stayed and gone to this one then instead of doing the condensed one in the future?
Well, I was already here. Like the company
Yeah.
books my hotels. They book my plane tickets, so I was already here. But I
So
don't know if they're
you
gonna. I mean, if they choose to send me back, it's all on their dime. So I'm not
right.
mad about it. It's just being away from. I mean, me. I mean, and y'all know me. I'm a homebody. I don't like going too far out the south
Heard.
and being 1,200 miles north up here closer to Jack than I think I've ever been. Um,
Well, I mean, y'all could look each other up, uh, because you're just like, a train ride away, or a cab ride. Suddenly, there's a knock on Jack's door, and he's like, "Haha."
just go beat on his door.
Yeah,
His roommate answers, and I'm like, "You heard of
you
Jack?"
show up,
Don't beat on my door. Don't encourage people
show
to
up
come
on
beat on my
the
door.
green screen. Nah, I'm
Don't
just
encourage the people that listen to this to come beat on my door.
no, it wasn't. It was specifically Logan who was our friend that he would show up and say what's up, make a
I'm
guest
gonna kick the
appearance
door in, Jack.
on the crossover episode. No, we're generally gonna leave Jack alone, who is also a homebody and a bugger like shitty.
Yeah,
Very much
it
so.
it, it it really sucks to be just hanging out in a hotel all the time.
Fair.
Um, I like traveling. Don't get me wrong, but I can't fucking stand traveling for work.
Hey, but you're in a recreational state.
Am I?
Yeah. So, if you have some free time tomorrow and don't know what to do with yourself, I'm sure you can Uber to a dispensary and
Dude, I
tourist,
might.
get some green tourism down.
I
Um,
might just go get a pre-roll maybe, because
that's
I
what I'm
I
talking
can't take
about.
anything on the plane,
Well,
but
yeah, right.
I'll
You're not trying to
fucking
like invest, but
yeah, but I'll go and fucking smack one real fast for
dude, when
sure.
I was up in there in February, seriously, I think I was picking up like $8 pre-rolls. Um,
Oh,
you know,
wow.
yeah, and it was just like because I was here and chilling, and I wanted to get some sleep after being at a convention because man, is that overstimulating. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, unfortunately, if y'all can't tell, I couldn't find a dispensary, so I've been drinking tonight.
nice. Well,
Yeah.
it's a
Me
good
too,
time to
Logan.
be
That's fine.
coming
We're
on.
simpatico on that. I had a glass of red wine
Ooh,
and a shot of whiskey.
there you go.
Woohoo!
Oh, what kind of whiskey you had, Mom?
Dude, bourbon, American, larceny.
Yeah. Oh, Larceny? Yeah, that's a good bourbon. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Was the larceny grand?
No, it
So
was bourbon.
Guys, you'll be very
so
excited
we
to hear
actually
this,
went to
Logan.
apparently a pretty decent steakhouse around these parts. We went to Wildfire.
Really?
Dude, it's very nice. I enjoyed it. I had to take my ball cap off when I went in there because I was only some bitch. They didn't tell me anything
That
about
was
wearing my
a
LSU
fancy
hat.
place. Gotcha.
Yeah, but I felt bad sitting at the table and wearing a ball cap. So I was like, damn, I'm gonna take this thing off. Like it was, a little bit of a ritzy place. It was nice. $50 New York strip.
Wow.
Come on now. But
Was it
it
good?
was good. Oh yeah, it was tasty. But I mean, I don't know. I hate to say it, but I feel like I can make a better one at my house. But hey, I'm
My
out
boy,
here.
he is a
I'm
homebody.
spending company money, so
Right, right. And that's really, I mean, the $50 steak bought by somebody else is a fine meal.
A fine meal,
oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Um,
And
unless
that
you're
a meal
vegetarian
tastes
or vegan.
better prepared or paid for by somebody else.
um
Yeah, you right.
so
You
that
guys
is
are making
true.
me think. Have you ever seen the movie 310 to Yuma?
Uh,
Oh no, I
Christian
haven't, but
Bale.
I
I have
want
not
to.
seen it. It's one of those ones.
Christian Bale and
Big
Russell
big
Crowe.
big fan of Christian Bale. Russell Crowe also.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So cool. Maybe we'll do a flick
yeah,
with Skip.
yeah. Russell Crowe is a outlaw in that movie, and he gets caught, and is being transported um, to Yuma for extradition to some other state or something, and Christian Bale somehow gets roped into being the guy that has to take him there. And the night that he gets told he's got to do it, he has to serve him dinner, and Well, I mean, it's a steak dinner, but here, like maybe we can
Sweet. Yeah, let's
focus on
take a little spin up. We
little
did
diversion.
also we had an extra long episode with Kate. She was like excited to get kicked off. I think it was like 6:45 or something like that. Uh, so we were hanging out for quite a while. Um, so we're in bonus time right now.
Here, let me turn the music off. Yeah, this is bonus time, and yes, we're probably going to get copyright struck by
That's right.
fucking whoever owns this movie. Fuck you. We should
It-
be able to watch.
but
Like, what
I know.
happens if I invite somebody over to my house for
Wow,
them to watch the movie?
you're not.
Do you have
Like, are you
express
going to
written
charge me?
consent?
Are you going to
Right.
say their copyright was
Yeah, exactly. It was for
Sorry.
your eyes only. In the future, media will be downloaded directly.
Reeves, or would you like who would you want in your head?
Oh, as like
My head?
my pop up like AI buddy, like chat buddy.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm. Well, this is weird,
The
but
the Zerg Queen from StarCraft 2?
that's yeah. How did you know? That's crazy.
That's a deep
That's who
cut.
I would want. That's who I would
Right. I think that I'm going to speak for Kate, who was on earlier. I think that she would want Nabi from Link to be like her dude, from Legend of Zelda, the N64. He'd be like,
Yeah,
"Hey,
good choice.
yeah," I think that that's who
Hey,
she'd pick.
listen.
Yeah, listen, and then
Hmm.
like gives all the info real
Yeah.
quick. Um,
I want everyone to think on Logan's question there while they watch the scene here
oh, also,
because
this is
this
super
is
important. All right, sorry, my bad. We're talking over the specifics.
I want everyone to look at the act and it's
I talk to you, and he does anyway. Uh,
that's a steak dinner I would not want to. I don't know if I'd want to
Interesting.
have.
So, Aaron, I'm going to pitch it to you. If you had the pop-up AI chatbot friend who kind of knew you as your animated go-along buddy, that only you could see and only you talk to, who is it in your vision?
Dang, it'd probably be like cool to have like I'd want it to be like a cartoon,
Okay,
like the Animaniacs or something.
okay, like the
Just
three Animaniacs, kind of like the
yeah, yeah,
hey, Aaron,
Three's a
would you
little
like to?
much.
You got three unchecked messages from. Would you
yeah,
like to check them? Like they're the ones
yeah.
who are doing it.
Wacko could burp the messages,
Mhm.
uh, and Yakko could sing a song about all the things I need to know.
Nice,
Uh,
that's cool. You're like, hey,
And
Yaka, what am I
and
doing today?
and
Dot would
that
scream at you whenever an alarm went off or whenever you were late for an event or something.
yeah. Uh,
She would scream.
a well-timed like a really good like punchline or poetry.
Right, right.
She had some really good like I remember Dot's poetry corner, and it was always really good. Like Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair, so he changed his name to Ed Asner. And
What a poem. Such magnificent proportions.
yeah,
Um, wow. Okay, I didn't think about a
make my
trio.
life like funny or
Yeah,
like
yeah,
silly
exactly.
and
Yeah.
like just
Well, would you also feel comfortable like talking to them in like your off hours if you're trying to work out a problem?
yeah,
Okay.
because I work best when I am in a silly place.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
like I create the best ideas when I'm just like hanging out with my friends being silly. Like that's
Absolutely.
when I get to feel the most me. Uh, like when I'm forced to be serious is when I feel the least me. And I
That's
begrudgingly do it because I know it's expected of me to be an adult human being in this world.
right, and not be
To
whimsical.
occasionally be serious and to know how to do it. And and I do it because I have to live in this world.
Right.
And if
Exactly.
I had my choice, I'd be silly all the time.
Right. Right. Okay, cool. Yeah, that would make sense as a trio. And have them like organize your life for you, and then remain whimsical the entire time. And then also like, what
Yes.
do I do? And they're like, well, here's the silliest way
And
to
if
do the things you like to do.
yeah, and if I need a therapist, I'd go see their Dr. Scratch and Sniff. Uh,
That makes sense. The doctor scratch and sniff. Um, Logan, if you're still awake, just wave in the chat real quick. I think we may have lost our guy. But Jack, how about you? What
Uh,
who would you want to have as your pop-up like virtual
as my
assistant?
like AI, yeah. I mean, the Animaniacs is a great choice. All three of them, I think, is a little greedy.
I mean, if I had to pick one, I'll just do Yakko.
But I think that they
Definitely.
do work best as a trio. That's why I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
I hadn't thought about that, but I would definitely allow that if it was my call. But because you want to pick one of the Animaniacs,
No, 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 no. I would want to. I would want to steer clear of anyone that could like get on my nerves, really. That's
oh,
why. I mean, like if I could pick anyone that could potentially get on my nerves, I would pick Max Headroom, of course.
wow, okay, fair,
But Max Headroom would definitely get on my fucking nerves about it. So
right, right.
um, who would I want? I mean, it's really tough because it's like I want somebody who's always going to be able to adapt to my mood a little
Interesting.
bit, but
Okay.
also like not like pull any punches and like give it to me straight. Um, like I think I would have to go with Captain Catherine Janeway.
Oh, interesting. That's pretty
Oh.
responsible of
I'm a
you. Yeah,
big I'm a big Star Trek fan.
yeah.
Star Trek Voyager is, I know it's not the best.
Peak.
It's not the best Star Trek on paper,
Ah,
and I would
right,
always admit that. Like,
right.
there are definitely Star Treks that have better stories, better character arcs, all of that. It
Okay.
doesn't really. I think it's like more of it's like more than the sum of its parts to me personally, and I think it's like of that Star Trek era, that TNG Deep Space Nine Voyager era, it it did it the best
Facts.
because I think that Deep Space Nine went for a much more long form, like deep character like story where like it really, really drove the character. You had to be really invested in the characters and you had to be really invested in their stories to like. I mean, the stories were like. I mean, like Deep Space Nine is definitely the best Star Trek. I would say on paper, hands down, like has the best performances, the best character stories.
There.
Uh, Next Generation, the best. I'm sorry that my answer is so long too.
No, you're all
Next
good.
Generation, like it like brought Star Trek into like a modern kind of format
Yes.
and established like a really great like canon to build off of. Um, Voyager just I feel like it did everything that TNG did well. It took really deep genre swings. Like
100%.
it
There's comedy episodes in Voyager, and then there's straight up horror episodes in Voyager.
yeah, yeah, and it like
And there's
it wasn't.
Tuvix.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
and
I
yeah,
mean
that's where I'm
everybody
like
talks about Tuvok.
the
See, like to
Bizarro
me,
episode that's too big, but also has
dude,
Seven
the
of Nine.
Hirogen dude, the Hirogen taking over and like killing everybody or like bringing everybody to the brink of death over and over and over again, and then like completely wiping their mind and turning them into like some other stuff. I mean, that shit is like
Yeah,
nightmare fuel.
yeah,
Like there's like
there
there
you
are
go.
Voyager episodes that are like absolute fucking nightmare fuel. There are other Voyager episodes that are like this crew is like an absolute family that like I wish that like more than the Brady Bunch, I wish I could be like a part of, you know.
Facts.
Yeah, like Ensign Kim, like the actual Ensign Kim dies in the first season, and the Ensign Kim that we get all along is like this other dimensional like crossover Kim. I don't know. Like Voyager is just like I don't know. Voyager is like the most existentially like terrifying uh version. It just like I don't know. Like there's just some things that just it does so extremely finely that it's just to me personally it's the best Star Trek. But Catherine Janeway to
Janeway.
me is the best captain because she's all about her crew. She wants to keep the crew together, but it's a Maquis Federation crew. She like is a symbol to both of them. She's like a symbol
Right.
to like two ideologically opposed. Like that's how badass she is. You know, like
Right.
she
Right.
becomes a real icon to militants and militant rebels and like hardcore like preppy like academics. Um,
Right. Yeah.
you know,
Exactly.
Oh man,
she's
tell me there's a
exceptionally.
episode called To Kill a Mockingbird.
There's
Mm.
definitely there was an episode where Ensign Kim and Tom Paris go off to some alien culture, like to some alien planet for like a culture swap thing, where they were like doing something with a scientist there,
Read
and
into the
they were
text,
like,
bang native women on the
and
planet.
his wife, yeah, is like immediately like trying like putting the moves on Tom Paris or whatever, but Tom Paris gets charged with murder of the scientist because she's a part of a plot to murder the scientist so that they don't join the Federation or something like that. Like they want the planet to be like I don't know, like they just don't want something to not do with work. So and she had like been unhappy in the marriage for like a while anyway. So she becomes a part of a plot, and Tuvok has to be the lawyer detective that figures out that Tom didn't do it, and he like
To
proves it
kill a
with like all these like
mockingbird.
deductive. Yeah, but he like basically it's like reverse To Kill a Mockingbird because it's like the Black Vulcan proves that the white Caucasian guy is not to blame, even though he seems like he
Definitely the
totally
joke they were
is.
trying to make. Yeah, I mean it's a really smart writer's
Definitely
room.
not, but yeah.
No, I mean I think
Yeah.
it is. I think they were probably trying to make that joke or like that reference. It's a very smart writing room on the cast of Voyager, which is why we love it. So Janeway, that's cool. But Janeway also has a sense of humor. Janeway can help you keep balanced if you like had to talk
Do
something
you,
through, right?
do you drink enough coffee to maintain her?
See, unfortunately, I mean, that's Janeway's thing. You know, I'm a tea drinker, and I think Janeway would be okay with me. I mean, Janeway could still be an icon to me in tea drinking coffee. That's fine. Like, I will
100%.
drink tea like she drinks coffee.
Well, I
But yeah,
think yeah,
she's
she
a caffeine freak. She's a bean water freak. That's fine.
being water.
There's
To each
coffee
their
in
own.
that nebula.
Yeah, exactly, dude. And that line has spawned again iconic. You know, I mean, she is to me like definitely up there. She should be up there as like one of the best captains. I know she would never be voted the best captain, but I mean, like
Wait, I thought
she's.
no, she is the best captain. What are you talking about? I
I mean,
mean,
I would say she's the best captain.
she is closely tied with Picard, but she is definitely the best captain. Picard, he doesn't face the challenges that she does. Um, I think he could, but he has a fully trained staff from Starfleet, so of course he's going to do good.
Well, I
Uh,
mean, yeah, I mean, Picard is the diplomat. You know, he is the like classically trained, um, steadfast, um, humble diplomat that
yeah,
just, he can't be outmaneuvered in uh, diplomacy. He can't be outmaneuvered on the field of battle either. But that's more because he's just extremely smart, not because he wants. He's not a warrior. Like he would actually, fatigue in battle because he wanted to like solve it through diplomacy. Um, like he's not the one that you would want to face off against the Romulans, let's say. Um, at least not the one that I would want to face off against the Romulans.
Interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, because diplomacy is not the right move.
See,
Like,
Janeway, she will give diplomacy a try, but she is just as ready to fucking, like make sure that you understand that you're going to get your ass kicked if you step out one way or the other.
right.
Like
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, she doesn't play no games. Her hair's up in a
like
bun for a reason.
yeah, again, there's an episode where Harry and Kim get like kidnapped by this alien race while they're out doing something, and they're in this like prison colony that's like under a chute. So like they send you down this chute and you're just like in the prison and you can't like get out. It's just like all enclosed except for the chute that you can't crawl up. And you're like stuck with this like pain thing that's just like always giving you this like sensory feedback that's just like uncomfortable pain.
No good.
Like dull but uncomfortable. Um, and Janeway eventually rescues them, like right when they're about to lose it. Like Tom is like sick, and Harry's about to lose his mind and like get into like a big gang fight, and Janeway comes down the fucking chute with a bunch of like armed security guards. Like she comes down first with a phaser rifle, like
Yeah.
back up, like just tells them
Yeah.
back up right away. I mean, she's just about it. Like I love it. Like
Yeah.
she's
So
my
she,
captain. She's my
yeah,
captain.
she's my captain as well. Because you can respect her as a leader.
Yeah,
She's all the things that Picard is, right? Like patient, like
yeah.
thoughtful in her maneuvering. Um,
Probably did more first contacts than Picard, honestly. Like
right.
probably met more new species than Picard.
And probably handle them better, although she has a few years
I
on
don't
her.
know about handle them better, maybe. I mean, she did. There was that one episode where she had like rudely insulted uh, some species because she just didn't know where to put her hands. Like apparently she like wasn't like very good at first contact, but
Gotcha.
um,
That's as it would be.
yeah,
Um, we're right about the last 15 minutes of the show or so. Uh, just so you know. Um, I do love Voyager. I think the modern Star Trek is built on the shoulders of Voyager and what they did. Like the whole balance. I think the cast and the long journey story concept. Deep Space Nine was doing it as well. They were definitely like testing the two things. But yeah, it's like that era of Star Trek.
yeah.
I think that so here's the answer, my answer to that question. And when Logan asked it, I was like, "This is so weird." But what I would really want inside my brain was like an exact replica of myself, um, to like talk to who was like not seeing it from my perspective, but was seeing it from an outside perspective. Um,
Okay.
so I think then I was like, "That's funny," because that's very Gemini, which is me. Like it's like the twins like talking to each other. Um, so that I would know that the advice that they were giving was exactly lined up with like who I am as a person, but then also they could tell me if it was like, you know, not based in fact, it was based in emotion. So that's like a bizarro and like the whole gambit basically of like um the three people from what's that show called, Aaron? I'm so sorry. I've just totally slipped it. Yako and Dot.
Oh, Animax.
The Animaniacs. Yeah, thank you. Um, you gonna ban Young Remorse? Oh my God.
No, no, no. We
What's
can
it?
we can remove him though, right? I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
he's
I could put him in the audience if you want. Yeah, no problem. Uh,
yeah. How do you? Oh, there we go.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a
Oh yeah. I'm
moderator.
sorry. He's.
I was like, as it is. It was no big deal either way since he was muted, but. Uh, I was like,
Well,
but
it only mutes it for you, not for the whole.
Yeah, I
oh
still heard
But
that.
you're
no,
talking
I'm
about for your
so
recording.
sorry, guys. I didn't realize. No, okay, I'm so sorry.
No. I
If
mean,
I had known, I definitely would have made the choice to have moved him
I
when that
thought
was
that
the
I
case.
made a mess up there because I thought you were just referring to the recording for, posterity. So, I mean, it just wasn't being recorded, which
It
it wasn't.
absolutely
So,
it has it from that, but I didn't realize
okay.
that it was a person by person basis. Um, maybe there's some server settings down below. And again, I'm sorry that you've heard Logan snore for the last 10 minutes because as soon as I heard
No,
it
no, no,
start,
no.
I was like, "Oh
It's
no,
funny. It's funny.
let me head this off at the pass so it doesn't become a thing." And still, it became a thing for everyone but me. So,
But
yeah. So as you're talking about Star Trek, you have this subtle like,
yeah,
nice, nice.
I love talking about Star. I mean, I am
Same.
that Star Trek and Star Wars are probably my two biggest fandoms. Followed, closely behind by Spider-Man. But
Nice.
yeah,
Those
those are probably
those
my
three.
two biggest, and they're like equal. Like, sometimes I'll be in like a real Star Wars kick, and sometimes I'll be in a real. Why am I putting this on the fanny?
Put that on the fanny dough.
Put that on the fanny though. I put that on my fanny though.
Fanny,
I put that on my fanny though.
the
Um,
Fanny of Luna.
yeah, Luna's fanny.
Looney Tunes.
So that fanny pack basically, in my opinion, is Felix's bag of tricks. Just like the same thing that they have a wiener on their backpack. If whatever Luna needs something, she reaches into her fanny pack. And Aaron, so in the episode, the musical episode, when she says, "Let me go get my bag," it's because she's not wearing this fanny pack.
Let
Nice.
me go
I'm
get
good with
my
that.
Yeah,
bag.
yeah. Like when we were like running through the character design of it, this came up. I think it was Alex's suggestion, right? To
Yeah.
point out more what her character is, and give her the fanny pack. And then I was like, oh hell yes, that's definitely what like as a character she needs in all the things. That and the stethoscope that I don't think she actually uses on animals, but we see her use it on like doors and safes and car windows and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, there are better devices for like measuring heart rate. Uh,
For sure. Yeah, yeah. I think she uses it as a handy tool that it could be. Because you can snoop on people that way. You could diagnose a problem in a vehicle. You could break into a safe.
yeah.
So, excuse me.
I
Um,
love the green on
yeah,
her.
it's scrubs for sure. Yeah, she's scrubbed out.
Definitely looks like a doctor. Um, yeah,
And
yeah,
and mirroring the same posture too from the dress
from
shot.
the previous.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's nice. And again, I wanted to point out just this transition between the masculine and the feminine, that she like holds both of those things, and she's comfortable with just like being attractive, but also being capable. Is I don't know, Aaron. We were talking in the beginning of the show about what's the word with Luna? Agency.
Yeah.
It's like she's free to be all the things that she wants to be.
And she studied a lot of things because she wants to be everything.
She wants to be everything. She wants to be a hero, and
Well, she wants to be well prepared to be a hero.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. She's like Batman, is because she has this belt, and she has this cause. It would be interesting if we like make it seem like she has a tragic backstory, but then it actually turns out she has a great upbringing. Um,
Yeah, I would like her to have a great relationship
like
with her parents.
your bit that your tragic backstory is that you have
Yeah,
no.
is that my tragic backstory is that I have two parents love and support me, and it's tragic because it doesn't happen to everybody.
That is the true tragedy right there. Um, and so that's I think that that's the kind of tragic backstory that Luna would have, because that's a a fun way to play it
Yeah.
out. So like it seems like if we hype her more up as like a Batman type character, so people make that really like basic assumption, and then yeah, that's the tragedy we find out. Um,
Yeah.
like
Like,
even if she
oh,
alludes to it,
because
like
at
her
some point
tragic,
Richard is gonna have to meet her parents.
yeah. And it's so interesting. So maybe she's trying to empathize with Richard about how she also has a tragic backstory like him.
Yeah.
And we know that Richard, of course, has come through the Fox Wars,
Yeah.
and
The
she has.
stinking Fox
Yeah,
Wars.
and she's lived on Pussy Paradise where her parents are like, yeah, please study everything. We're fat and happy.
Yeah. Yeah. We are uh like they obviously paid for like a lot of those classes
That would make sense. They
growing
just
up.
wanted her.
Like
Yeah.
they sent her to theater camp. Vocal lessons, obviously.
Right. Yeah,
Um,
exactly. And
that
all
mail
the
order parkour class. Uh,
who's gonna pay for that except for her parents? She's excited
yeah,
for her
who just
birth
want
for
her
her
to have, who
birthday.
love her and want her to have every opportunity.
Yeah, she gets like, a 12 course mail order parkour for like a 12-week course or whatever. She's like, "Dad, you
Yeah.
got it for me."
Yeah.
I really want to see like a flashback of her in like glasses and braces as like the nerdy girl.
Oh yeah.
Because we see that
Yeah.
obviously she pretties up really nice also, but like, she was more
It's the day
excited.
that she found out that other people don't have parents as like great as hers, and she's just like ugly crying with braces.
Right, yeah. Yeah. Actually, you know what, Aaron, the hog episode where we she goes to her bank, we could do the backstory of Luna, um, and like where her like how she's been studying all these things.
Yeah.
So we might be able to get in a flashback. I'm not sure what that formula is, so I couldn't promise it. But wait, you know what it is? It has the same machine as episode 4 because it's past the mirror. No, it has the same as episode 5, which we haven't seen yet. So we'll have to see. But yeah, the backstory of Luna and how she's been supported and why she can choose. Basically, I want her to be Bruce Wayne, right? But to have parents who are like, they're the ones who are like, yeah, go be a hero. We believe in you.
Go do shit. You should be a vigilante, but legal.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Pussy Paradise was so peaceful that, there's no need for a vigilante there. There's
Right.
there's no chaos, there's no war. Everyone's fat and happy. So,
Give her some fun shoelaces.
Fun
Like
shoelaces, like
yeah, like a different like red or something.
red.
oh,
I
like
don't
a reminder of his
or
dress.
Uh,
yeah.
I mean, we're gonna go a little. We're gonna
Or
try to go a little better than just the regular.
yeah,
I
dude.
mean,
I
Whoa.
just think that
Sparkly
like
she
red?
a
likes.
little
Yeah, she likes that maroon color that her. Uh, yeah, let's go.
Facts. She does like that maroon color. And it's
She
actually
likes
the
that
yeah.
similar
maroon.
color to Richard's waddle.
Mm.
Okay.
So she likes the
She's like and so
funny.
she's only
Oh
attracted to his
shit!
waddle. She's like, God damn, look at the size of that. Like,
Try to have that
damn.
waddle every day.
Yeah.
I
And
bend over and get that waddle in my
she's
hands.
like, make it shake, boy, make it shake. He's all,
Pull out your waddle.
yeah.
Whoa.
Buckcock. No, guys. Oh wow, we have like five minutes left of the show. So final thoughts on imperialism, as Kate shared with us, or
Bad.
the other
We
things.
think
Yes.
it's bad.
We should
Good.
definitely
We
encourage that.
should
No, he said
go Empire. Uh,
he's just being contrarian for no reason.
The it, really, if we could get together as the entire world and start to make some decisions about how not to murder each other and what is fair for people
Right?
to be allowed to do to other people, regardless of their geography or local government, that would be a good funnel of resources. But that makes us world police, so
America.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure, like if there is,
Fuck
but
yeah.
shouldn't there be a government? This is a big question to be opening up in the last 3 minutes of this episode, but shouldn't there be
Sure.
a a body of humans that is greater than any government to appeal? Because the lack of civil rights happens all across the world all the time. And it's kind of
Yeah.
the reason that America can get away with stuff in these, what is quote unquote, third world countries, which is so disrespectful to underdeveloped countries. And what that, I mean, that brings people in their minds because it doesn't make the people who are there any less people just because they have, either a government that is not as wealthy as ours or infrastructure that is as developed as ours has become. Things that make it like that. There's still people there that are being exploited. We are going to get to talk to Alex again in December. So probably a few weeks after this episode
Alex.
comes out, Dr. Alex Reed is going to be coming back on. He is
Oh, okay.
he has a doctorate in literature, yeah, and particularly video games. And he's also in one of these countries that has a data center set up in it. And that's what got me thinking about it as I was talking to him today. But yeah, these things are allowed to exist. But Jack, man, great work today. Thank you for
Really cool
hanging with
stuff,
us.
Jack.
Yeah, cool development to have Cait
Thank you for
Leo
your
on the show and see you drawing her character.
Yeah.
thank you for the
Yes.
feedback, guys. I think the laces is a better look. I'm glad that you guys caught that. We hammered that out right away. So good eye. Thank you for
Wheel
keeping
sharp.
me in line.
Yeah.
Nice, nice popping. So
I am
we,
really happy that Kate got to see like herself.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah, the drawing that she's done of her. Um, so that is cool. We are going to be off Thanksgiving, of course. Jack, are you going to be taking Tuesday off?
Next week? I
Yeah.
mean, we can take off next week. We can take off next week if that's cool with everybody else.
Um, okay. Yeah, cool. Let's do that. I don't have plans, but that's the thing.
I am going to be running around a little bit, but I mean,
That was
I
kind of the thought is
could.
you probably have things to do.
I mean,
So
I could be around one day next week, but just text me and let me know what day would work for you if you want.
hmm,
Definitely Thursday is a no, but
obviously, yeah,
um,
no. Why don't we just take off the week of
but
Thanksgiving? Yeah, we'll just take off the
okay,
week of shows just so you guys know there will be a week of shows missing. But we will catch you after that. The other ones are still up in the air whether or not we'll do them because they're not on these Tuesdays and Thursdays. But we'll see you after the holiday then, man. And have a happy holiday.
absolutely. Yeah,
yeah.
you guys have a
Happy
wonderful holiday
Thanksgiving.
as well. Happy Thanksgiving, and
And
thank you for everybody who's supporting the show and watching the show. Really
yeah,
appreciate your support.
100%. We're
Yeah.
just giving a shout out to that. Check us out, coxinspace.com. And this is going to be coming out right around Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving to all of you guys. And good night.